let's start Chapter 2 of Hit Dice Heroes in our Adventures of Wildemount. Alright. So, to recap last session. Last chapter we were introduced to 4 fledgling adventurers. There was Hikari the Pallid Elf Monk, Solus the Halfling Barbarian, Oleg the Wood Elf Cleric, and Gema the Turtle Warlock. Their story began in the town of Tussoa on the Menagerie Coast, where they all watched an enthusiastic auctioneer sell her goods in the town square. Soon after its conclusion, the crowd was parted by some Zalezo guards pulling a cart with what appeared to be an injured half-elf in the back. This was revealed to be Mitro, a lumber worker for the Regva Lumber Guild. Lots of names, but you'll catch on. The cart was followed by a stern elven woman and a worried man who identified themselves as Miss Teo of the Regva Guild and Connor May of the Margus Guild. Accusations flew wildly as Miss Teo was convinced that the Margus lumber worker, a man named Jaina, was responsible for the attack against Mitro, all of which Connor denied, saying that Jaina would never do such a thing. When a call for volunteers was made, our 4 adventurers rose to the task of determining what had happened. After speaking to, or perhaps more aptly interrogating, the badly injured half-elf, the party learnt that Mitro had been attacked not by Jaina, but by some unknown force, as he was beginning to help Jaina, who looked ill and was acting strange. After Gema got very personal with Mitro, the party left Tussoa for the southern woods, quickly stopping at the Margus Lumber Guild for Oleg to collect some bark armour and to make some lovely bark crowns. Upon entering the forest, the party quickly realised how easy it is to get lost in unfamiliar woods, despite 3 of them being proficient in survival. With the help of a charming rabbit, and after only being mildly inconvenienced by a pitfall trap, the party made their way to the supposed attack site. Following the blood and drag trails, they came across a clearing where a giant frog sat slowly sucking on the remains of poor Jaina. I wrote that, I was like, this is kind of gross, but that's what happened. At this point, some low stealth rolls revealed the party to a band of bullywugs who vehemently told the party they were trespassing and would now die. Combat ensued with some close calls and half the party almost being swallowed by a frog. Eventually, all but one of the bullywugs were dispatched, with the last running to a pile of apparent trash on top of a tree trunk, retrieving a small bundle. Also at this time, Oleg was able to quickly inspect the body of Jaina, which revealed a gaping hole in his chest that appeared to have been caused from the inside out. The final bullywug was quickly charmed by Gema, however in his charmed state he fell victim to a brutal attack from this odd thing in his arms, this weird creature in his arms, which latched onto his throat and began attacking. Horrified, the party leapt once more to subdue the final bullywug and this bizarre creature that was now turning its attention to Hikari. With a heavy thud, the creature was squelched under the hammer of Solus, and the party were left with perhaps more questions than when they started this mission. And that is where we start now.
Oh boy!
Trying to get some music going. If it's too loud, let me know. But yeah, that is where you guys are now. You are on top of this tree trunk, and that's the wrong music. I'm just going to turn the music off. I'm going to get music working. But you're on top of this tree trunk, a littering of bullywug bodies surrounding you all around this clearing, this kind of goopy mess on the trunk, and also now still attached to your... Oh no, I think you said you wiped it off, didn't you? You wiped your hammer off.
I was in the process of like scraping it off on the bark.
Yeah, so you're clearing it off. But yeah, this is where you guys find yourselves. What would you like to do?
Can I pick up the bark that she's just scraped it off on?
Absolutely.
I'd like to try and keep a sample of this creature or whatever it was.
There are like kind of where she's scraping off is kind of just like a smear. There are still like chunks and things like that. More where she hit down if you want to grab some of those chunks.
I'll grab a leaf and get a chunk and put it in the leaf.
I'll say you have like half a pound of creature chunks.
Oh,
okay. Like fish and chips and butcher's paper.
Yeah, and you just wrap it up in newspaper. It's just kind of like the oil seeping through the paper.
Ace is just gonna go, she's like holding her hammer and she's like, so what the fuck was that?
I was about to ask you that question, to be honest.
I kind of just hit it because it seemed like the right thing to do, but I have no fucking clue what that was.
I feel like you're the most traveled out of all of us, so I thought you may have answers, but I guess not.
Guess traveled is a word. Traveled the woods. I've never seen this before in my life.
No.
I thought maybe it was a baby frog, and then I thought about it, and that shit was not a baby frog.
Yeah.
Can I do like a nature check on the remains?
Sure.
Or...
Sure, do a nature check.
Yeah.
You want to do one too, Oleg?
Well, I already looked at the body, and you said it
looked
was
at the body,
broken from the
yeah.
inside out.
Yep.
Was this thing approximately right size to come out of the chest?
Make just a straight intelligence check for that.
Oh, you make me roll
And
dice
it's
already.
Oleg. Is Oleg the only one who's seen the who's really looked at the body and seen the explosion?
Yeah, at this point, I
Okay,
don't
cool.
think you've kind of pointed this out to anyone else yet, Oleg, because it's kind of just happened. He saw it, then ran to it with the fight. What's your nature check?
14.
Gamer? Oh, so 14 for intelligence. You're right, and then nature check, gamer.
18.
18, yep. So with a 14 intelligence check, you can pretty safely guess that, the size of the hole in the chest, probably a bit smaller than what the creature was, but with the amount of kind of force that was opening up the chest, you put two and two together and you figure out that this creature probably came from Jaina's chest. 18 nature
Guys,
check. Oh, just quickly, you've
creature
never...
came out of this guy's chest.
Gima, you've never
That's
seen
not what I
anything
got.
like this before. Much like
I'm
Solace,
sorry,
once you looked at
like,
it,
what did you
freak
say?
nature.
The creature came out of this guy's chest. The guy that we were sent to, I presume this is him, or what's left of him, had something grown inside him, and it was either removed or burst forth from his chest in some horrific fashion. I don't think we're going to be able to give Miss Tio happy news that her worker is back at the plant.
What came out of him?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Get in him.
Hey, I've traveled from one side of this forest to the other. I've seen a lot of weird shit, but I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, me too. I've never seen anything like this. What is going on?
I mean, I've seen things like this, but like very small. It's like a very, very big parasite.
Right. Yeah.
But like,
do you think that has something to do with? Do you remember how Mitra was saying that Jaina looked like sick?
Yeah.
And like weird. Maybe he already had the thing in him.
Maybe.
Okay, wait.
There was something else that Miss Tio said. She said this has been going on long enough. So this disagreement has been happening a while. We never actually nailed down how long this had been occurring. And it would, I don't know.
Are you theorizing that there might be foul play?
I don't know. We don't have enough information in order to base a thesis. We need to find out what this blob was.
What are we doing now? We found Jaina. He's dead. Our job was to find him. We found him. Should we take him back? Should we look around more? What if there are more frogs? The hell are we gonna do right now, folks?
I could probably do with sitting down somewhere.
Yeah, you don't look good.
You look a little worse for wear.
Yeah, I've been better.
Sorry about that. I tried to get to you, but I wasn't very quick.
Yeah, you're fine. You were quick enough.
I mean, you all seem to handle yourselves actually pretty well in a fight. Gima, I must say I'm rather surprised, if I'm being completely honest.
You knocked that fucker's head off, dude. With like a stick. That was really cool.
Well, I mean, thank you. Yeah. I'm strong when I need to be. But here's my question. They said you're trespassing and you're gonna die. I don't know what they were doing with the weird blobby thing, but could we have just maybe been trespassing because the two logging groups were looking for new growth, so they're in a part of the forest they haven't been in before.
Mm-hmm.
So could they have just like accidentally stumbled on something that then like accidentally impregnated itself into one of the loggers, and then, like, I don't know.
Get
No,
where you're
that's-
going with this, but I
Yeah.
hate the way you said impregnated.
I do
But I
apologize.
do
Yeah, I
think
don't like
that
that word.
Immediately take it back. Because they were sort of trying to. That one at the end was trying to protect this thing, and
Yeah,
at
didn't he call it
first,
the prince or something? Am I
What?
hallucinating that? Did he call it that?
We need to look
I
around.
think I
Should we have
did
a look
hear
around?
that.
We need to be quick, and if there are more here, we need to look
No,
around
you
quickly
are-
and leave this area.
Correct.
Yeah, because even if this is a case of them encroaching on their territory, that's honestly, we can't do anything about it right now. We had a job.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Okay, I'll get the body. You guys have a look around. We leave in 5 minutes.
I take
Okay.
one look at you and I go, "How about yes, but you look really
Yeah, wait.
hurt." So how I
Yeah,
can
I can
pick
get
up?
the
Oh
body.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, good plan. You get the body. I'll have a look around.
Okay.
All right.
That
Do you want the
seems
body,
more
or do
appropriate.
you want me to do it, or should we share it?
you wanna-
Oh.
Do you want to like strap it to me?
Yeah. Good idea. I'm gonna like hoist it up and like kind of throw it over her like shell and shoulders.
That's so gross.
You wrap
You
it in
need it.
something at least, please.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
a bit.
okay.
Show a bit more
Pull it
respect
back
for the dead. Maybe.
It's just like a human
Ah,
backpack.
Jaina gave his life for these woods. Maybe we should show a little bit of
Or
respect.
like maybe if you look in the
for
stuff,
that
if you
baby.
find a piece of cloth.
Is there any like
Yeah.
the that pile of stuff? Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pile of stuff on the
If
trunk.
you
Is there any
wanna-
like tarp?
If
Actually,
you
yeah,
want
we've
to
seen
have
a lot.
like a bit of a look, you can make an investigation check as you
Oh!
kind of rifle your way through.
I will. I will, with my keen, pale violet eyes, I will peruse.
Oh man.
Investigation.
I was-
I got a 16 investigation.
Yep.
I got, oh, thank goodness for advantage.
Yep.
18.
18 and
investigation.
16. Yeah, both of you kind of pulling through. You get the sense this is a bit of a trash pile. Like there's just broken cages. You find like a couple of rations that look pretty dodgy. There are like some rags, and there is probably one piece that's maybe not enough to cover the whole body, but there is kind of this torn, like almost like a tablecloth sort of thing.
All right.
That you can maybe.
Can I just
yank that out?
Can I walk the perimeter of like the clearing that we had the fight in, like from the
Yep.
tree round, and I just want to look behind trees and in trees and just see if there's any evidence of constructed structures, tents, lean-tos, boxes, anything else left about.
Sure, make an investigation check yourself.
Investigation.
Sure.
I'm gonna kind of
Around
shout
looking.
after him. I may be being paranoid, but be careful in case of worms impregnating,
Ugh.
getting in you.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll be watching clearly for worms impregnating them.
Solace, let's work on coming up with a new name.
Yeah.
A new verb.
Infest.
17.
Bro,
Infesting.
infesting is good. We're sticking with
that's a
that.
good one, Gima.
I don't think it is actually better.
Investing.
It's better than
It's a
impregnating.
better visual. It's a better
Okay.
visual.
Yeah.
True,
Okay.
very true. 17 investigation. As you're walking around, you don't really see any other kind of like casks or boxes or any kind of set up to, like, there's no like lean-tos, there's no kind of tents or anything. You do see kind of I don't have the map anymore, I can't show you, but kind of to the eastern side of the clearing, or sorry, the northern side of the clearing, you kind of look up and you see what looks like a pile of bones kind of tied together with rope, and a slack rope coming from it and then making its way through the trees. And you think back and you kind of get the sense that when you guys activated the pitfall trap, you remember seeing a rope zip line through the forest and then heard like some slight sound. This was a kind of a bone rattle alarm that they had rigged up to kind of let them know if anyone was on their way. But it's now deactivated. They didn't have a chance to reset it. But yeah, you don't really see anything else. There's no risk of infestation or impregnation at the moment that you can see.
Good. I'll go back to the others.
Yeah, as we're all sort of doing our own thing, looking around, I sort of rub my arm where I got bit by one of those bullywugs and kind of like wince a little bit and just like look down at it. And then I look over to Oleg, who took a pretty serious beating, but was also doing his best to take care of any other ones. And I'm looking at Oleg, and I'm just, do you look in pain? Like, are you trying to like cover the amount of pain you might be in, or are you sort of visibly
visibly,
in pain?
he's got a number of wounds that he's kind of crammed moss and twigs into, and kind of druid crafted a small home-brewed plaster or patch of some kind. So it's weeping. He would clearly be injured. It's going to need further work, but at the same time, he's kind of got a grim acceptance to everything of like, yeah, shit happens. You kind of get used to it after a while. You just kind of get on with it or cry. So his alternative is just like, yeah, I've got a hole in me here. What do you want me to do about it?
Okay, yeah. I don't say anything. I just take it in.
I say, Ace, once you finish strapping this guy back on to me,
My favorite.
do you think two thoughts? Two thoughts. One, not you don't think bullywug baby like I've injected by biting people, and so now everybody who got bit, like we both kind of got swallowed.
We both did kind of get swallowed. It's not a bullywug. I've seen bullywug young. They're all around. I grew up in forests not far away from here. They're kind of everywhere. They don't look like this in any stage. Not that I've ever seen, anyway. So hopefully not.
Yeah.
Because that would suck.
Bullywug young are actually like really cute. They're like kind of just like little balls with these big eyes and arms and legs and a little tail. They kind of just like, and then they turn into these horrifying frogmen. But yeah, there's definitely
the only time in their lives where they're cute.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be keeping an eye out for that, because that sounds like something worth seeing. But also,
they will bite you though.
Type of animal, right? Doesn't seem like they just like would come in one. Like it seems like
the creature that I smashed.
Yeah, seems like the type of thing where like whatever young it is would have a lot of young.
Honestly, we don't know enough right now, but we definitely don't know enough to say that you're wrong. So I think that's definitely something that we should be keeping an eye out for, no matter what. If there's more of these things, that's bad. If there's just this one, it's still kind of bad.
Didn't they say something about it at the end? Something about
they called it their prince, but I don't know what that means.
What prince?
Was that referring to the thing or the frog?
I'll say
it
Solace.
said you won't get our prince, and it like ran over and grabbed it. At least that's my memory of it. I don't know. I was kind of focused.
Solace, make a I'll say make a history check. You can make a history or a nature check. Up to you.
What's better? Ooh, where's history? Oh, there it is. Nature. 8.
That was a nature check. You're 100% certain it's not a bullywug. That's kind of all you can refer with that.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a local wildlife expert back in town. This is as far from my area of expertise as it could possibly get.
If we haven't already, I'm gonna go to all the goopy body of the thing that I just smushed and kind of like scoop it into like a rag that I've got like like another piece of tarp and kind of like tie it up.
So Ole collected some, and I'll say you can collect kind of the rest of it, like this.
Yeah, as much of the like body as possible. I know I like hide it, but you know.
And it's kind of like because it was that kind of blue slimy exterior with some slight red spots. The inside of it, like its inside flesh, was kind of this very dark. It looks almost black, but the closer you look at it, it is kind of purple, this really dark purple. But it looks almost black, like I don't know. it's kind of like a leech, if you squished a leech, which is really gross. But yeah, looked a bit like that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just really grossing you
Icky.
out.
So,
yeah.
should we go? Is
Go
there anything
back?
else we need to do?
There's still the dead bullywugs on the ground. I will say, when you picked up Jaina to attach him to Gima's shell, you noticed that he had things as well on his person.
Yes, search
Okay,
the bodies. Search the bodies. Honey.
Right. Can I take the... Hold on.
Oleg has learned.
Pull it off the shell again.
To search your bullywug's body.
You're gonna...
I will assist.
Yep.
I will assist Oleg.
Pretty much, for looting, I'll always get you to make investigation checks. It's not super difficult, but just make a, as long as you don't fail it miserably. If you want to assist...
Gima, do you want to look through...
Advantage.
14.
Gima, you want to look through Jaina's body with me?
Yes.
Alright, so one or both can do investigation for Jaina. If you just do one, you can do it with advantage. Oleg, looting the bullywugs.
You can do it advantage, it's all good.
Looting the bullywugs, there was 4 of them. You find in total, to varying degrees of quality, there's about 6 spears, bullywug-sized spears. You find 2 old short swords that are just really kind of dodgy-looking pieces of metal. A total of about 12 copper pieces. They don't really use money, but this is probably things they've just collected over the course of their time. And actually in the leader, in the one that was initially shouting at you the most and fucking you up a little bit, you find like a small pouch that when you open it, there are 3 small gems inside it. Don't know if you'd know gems, but there's these 3 kind of dark blue gems inside it.
Okay. Oleg will say, guys, I found some shiny rocks here. Do you want some shiny rocks? And he'll give one to each of his friends.
Aww.
And then keep the little leather bag.
Aww.
Would I know what these gems are?
You would, yeah. So these are azurite.
Azurite.
Yeah,
Azurite gem.
Azurite. And you would probably estimate through this side, they're probably worth about 8 gold each. They're not super rare or anything. They're just very pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty as hell though. And I got a 15 for my investigation
15?
of
Yeah.
Jaina.
Yeah, so he's obviously a lot more well put together, except for the giant hole in his chest. But he has a hand axe at his hip. It's a very well-worn hand axe.
Ooh. I'll take that if possible.
Sure, yeah. On his back, kind of slung across his back, he has a very well-kept woodcutter's axe. Whereas the hand axe is a bit dull and, the leather's kind of falling off a bit. This woodcutter's axe is very nicely kept. So it's well-oiled wood. The head of it is super sharp and it has a leather kind of sheath on it as well. And you find also a pouch of kind of white chalky powder that he has hanging off his belts, and you can kind of put together that this is what they would use to mark the trees. Mix it with a bit of water and you get that kind of tar substance. There's about 500 grams or about a pound worth of that in a pouch. And just small change. He has 3 silver and 5 copper in his pockets. And that's what you find on Jaina.
All right, cool. Should we return these things to what's her name? Probably, right? This is like a person who might have this is like a person who works for a company and probably maybe has like a family or something. I can't just pocket this nice axe, right? No. That'd be shitty.
I can't do this.
I'm getting this.
I think we ask if he has a family, and not just take it to Miss Tio.
Actually, good point. Because you're saying that you don't trust her, and I trust your judgment on that.
Yes.
All right. Should we book it then? I'm still my eyes are I'm looking for a worm.
I call over at Oleg and I say, can you nab one of those short swords for me?
Yep, sure. Yeah, I've got them down here.
Cool.
Got them in my bag.
Nice. Yeah, Oleg's kind of got just these spears sticking out of his bag now. Did you take the spears or just the short sword? But yeah, it's kind of Does that pack rat kind of...
No, I didn't take the spears. I
Okay.
just took the swords,
Fair
the copper pieces, and the leather pouch.
Yeah, that's easy enough to pack up in your pouch, in your pack. No worries. Yeah, so you guys begin to make your way back towards the city, I assume? Yep.
Yes.
Yep. You might just go wherever you want.
Yeah, we leave
to the ocean.
My nightmare.
To the
Oh
beach.
god.
We
Well,
head
we'll
to
see,
Milan.
because I will get you to make just one
Oh, God.
check as you are leaving the forest, because you had a hard time finding this spot in the first place. Just to see if you can find the direct path back out. I will have one person make a survival check, please.
Looking to solace.
I can do it. I do have proficiency. Does anyone want to help me out? Give me
Oh,
advantage?
Yes, I'll help.
Okay, cool. All right. Come on, baby. Much better. What was that? Survival, you said?
Yeah.
That is a 19.
Perfect, no worries. You managed
Living up to my name.
quickly find the path back to where you met the rabbit, and then from there you're like, oh yeah, I know how we got to this point, and you lead your party out of the forest. And then you come to the obviously open kind of road, open fields, and the road is right there in front of you. Walking back to town takes you probably about 3 hours or so. It's getting late, so you move a little bit slower. And you get back to town around 7 p.m. It's actually not too dark because it's summer. So yeah, sun's probably just thinking about setting as you arrive back in town. How are you walking into town? Because you currently have a man strapped to your back.
Right.
Good point.
Actually, you know what? I'll
Has
say.
anybody got a lantern?
Yeah. I'll say make Solace, you're the one that was helping Gima put it on her back, weren't you? Make a
Yeah, I strapped it on there.
make a sleight of hand check just to see how well you kind of covered the body.
Okay.
Random skills.
Smuggling a dead body into town.
Yeah, kind of.
God, I love this dice so much. I've rolled nothing but 17s.
Nice.
Sleight of hand is a 19.
19, yeah, you've managed to like cover the main portion of the body, and to an extent where it kind of just looks like there's some boots hanging off the back of this weird lump on Gima's shell. So
We
anyone
found some
kind of
boots.
looking closely would be like, there's definitely a person hanging on the back of that turtle, but kind of passing by, you think you could probably get away with it. But yeah, as you guys head towards the city,
Yeah, wait, who are we going to?
yeah, where are you going?
Tio.
Miss Tio.
She was the one.
Are
No.
we sure?
No.
Because you said you
Jaina.
like her.
We're going to the leader
the
of the
cop?
Majest.
Connor May.
because Jaina is his man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We need
All
we
right.
need to exonerate Jaina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this.
Yep.
Where the fuck is he?
As you guys make your way towards the gates, you actually see there are some Zelezo guards out the front. And as you approach, one steps forward towards you and says, "You're the volunteers for the lumber guilds, correct?"
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
I'm just gonna see if he can.
And I'll like stand like in like the field of view
Okay.
of Gima and the Zelezo.
I'll give him disadvantage. Okay, good. He doesn't quite notice straight away. But he says, your presence has been requested by the Marquis.
Oh.
I can lead you there, or you can make your own way there.
Can I inquire as to why?
In regards to the attack on the lumber worker.
Yeah, the job we got hired to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a
Yeah,
choice?
she's she's there right now with Mr. May and Miss Tio.
Oh, okay. We were gonna go find him
I
anyway.
was just look. I was just told to pass on the message
Alright.
that you should
Yes,
go
and
see
you're
her. I mean,
Yes, thank you. Doing a great job.
get no respect, I guess, but fine, sure. Do you know where it is? Do you need me to
Alright.
lead you?
I have no idea where.
Yes.
Okay, come with me. And he kind of like turns and starts walking you through the city. And yeah, so the city, like I described last week, it is kind of this V-shaped city. So you guys are entering through the southern point, which is kind of like the tip of an arrowhead, and you make your way up the main kind of highway or the main road of Tussoa. And as you make your way up, you kind of get to the center of town. It's almost the dead center where these two major roads intersect. And as you get to the center, you turn left onto the second major road, and this is the kind of official bureaucrat district. So if you think of the city as being split up into 4 quadrants, the northwest quadrant is the bureaucratic district. I do have a badly drawn map of Tussoa that I'm going to do a nicer version of, and I'll post that eventually. But yeah, for now, hopefully this description is okay. So you make your way towards the Marquis office. It takes about 20 minutes to get there or so. But yeah, you make your way. It's a kind of white stone building that is situated off from some lovely kind of looking mansions, some larger houses, which you could probably assume one of them would be the Marquis' house. But this is just this nice, simple stone building that you are approaching. And as you enter, you see there are some more Zelezo guards standing guard. They don't stop you as you walk in, but once you do go inside, you can see that Connor is there, kind of sitting on a chair, slumped up against the wall a bit, kind of just looking ahead, kind of in the foyer area of this building.
And that's the guy
Jaina's boss.
who's in charge. Jaina's boss. Okay. Hey, my dude.
Oh, you've returned.
Yes. Hi. We have bad news.
Oh no. Tell me.
Who's gonna? Is it me? Who's gonna tell him? Okay. So we found Jaina. Unfortunately, he has died. But we do know that. Kima, don't do that. Kima, don't do that.
Oh no!
Wait, Kima, don't do that. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Gosh.
We can say that he wasn't responsible for the attack on Mitro. So, that's good.
He is like dead set, just staring at Gima. like
Gima,
oh my god!
Someone stand in front of Gima. I'm too short.
I stand in front.
Yeah, thank you.
Dreadful.
Yeah, sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Oh man, this is not good. And you see, as he's kind of like as he's kind of like contemplating this, and like this level of shock, and also just confusion mixed with shock, as like Gima's like turning around, like look at my back, kind of thing. You see Miss Teo walks out from a side office, and she's like, "Oh, you've returned! Wonderful! Where is the man? Probably in chains already, I hope." And you see she's kind of like looking over your shoulders, like to where the guards are, like
he's
kind of expecting to see him
Gima. Gima, put it back.
It's just,
Too soon.
just like eagerly like looking. And she's like, "Yes, well, where is he?"
He's dead on Gima's back. We found him dead in the forest. He is not responsible for the attack on your man.
Dead? Like, what do you mean dead? Like, dead?
What other definition? Is there
any
other
other
things
kind
that
of
dead
dead?
means?
Well, how?
I'm dead.
And you hear another voice calls out. Like, all these people joining. You hear another voice call out. As a new voice that you haven't heard before says, "Yes, I would very much like to know as well." And you see a tall woman with dark skin and long black hair that's kind of tightly braided down her back is standing there in the doorway that Miss Teo has just exited from. And she's wearing this kind of purple robe with this teal sash kind of across it, and there's like all kinds of badges and pins pinned to it as it kind of goes around her body, standing there with this very strong sense of authority. And you hear her say, as I try to do this accent, I understand
You're
that
doing
you four were hired by Miss Teal and Mr. May to investigate this circumstance. I have since had words
Yes,
with
ma'am.
my captain that this was something that should have been dealt with in an official manner. But nevertheless, you have returned with news of a man's death, and I wish to know the details. What are the details?
Ma'am. Oh, so we have him here. If you'd like to see the body, although I would not recommend it.
She kind of like walks
well, it might
over to
help.
Gima to like say, "Well,
I know, but it's
allow
gross,
me,
though.
allow me to see the body."
Okay, can we go? Wait, Gima, can we go someplace like not in your hallway?
Yes, follow me, and she like leads you into that office, kind of off to the side. Where you see like there's an assistant at a desk, and the assistant's like, "Oh!" like runs out of the room quickly.
I
She's
kind of
like,
wave.
this is fine. But let me see.
I
the body.
unstrap the body just onto the desk and onto like any
God.
papers that
And
are
just
on
kind of
the
like
desk.
slams down. You see like Connor winces. Miss Tio is kind of just like really quiet, and this woman doesn't really react in any way. She's like, how did this happen?
Am I still talking for us? We oh, Hikari, do you want to go?
Found the face.
So, looking at out of character, looking at all of the eyes now falling upon myself. Well, we and I like look over to like Oleg. We came across these we came into this clearing, and there were these frogmen.
Bullywugs.
You know,
Bullywugs.
bullywugs.
Yes, I'm aware of bullywugs.
Not my area of expertise. This situation. We were assaulted by these bullywugs who claimed that we were trespassing on their land, their territory, I suppose. Perhaps they're territorial.
Yes, they are very territorial,
sure.
bullywugs. This is very well known.
And upon entering this clearing, there was also a giant frog that had the now passed Jaina within its toothless maw. And well, I suppose a battle ensued. Luckily, we were victorious. Oleg here suffering a few injuries, but we seem fine. And then there was something else, something that none of us quite understand, and it has to do with a wound that Jaina has.
And she goes, yes, I
That
was
you
about
see
to
there.
ask about this. This is unusual. Tell me about this.
It would appear that the bullywugs were protecting something, a strange purple worm leech thing. How would you describe it? Looking to the rest of the party.
It's a weird fucking worm.
As he's describing
I have it. I pull the
Well,
gross shit out and
part of
I
it.
dump it.
Oh, gotcha. And she kind of like takes a bit of a step back. As this thing is,
Sorry about that.
it's like your bag that it's in is kind of just wet from the inside
Yeah.
right now, and there is a bit of a smell. Like it's a kind of
Okay. I'll put it on the floor.
yeah. And she's like, ugh. Do you take like chunks out?
Yes.
I'll just like open it so it's
Yeah.
like sitting.
she kind of looks in, and she's just, you get the sense she's just taking this all in. She's not really offering
Yeah,
anything.
this
at
is a lot.
point. Yeah.
Does
But
she
I
seem
think,
genuine now? Can I watch her face and the other people around her as he's explaining the story? Because she said, "Oh, that's unusual." Is she telling
Yeah.
the truth?
Make
Do
an
we
inside check.
believe her? Thank you. It's a person.
It's a
8.
She's speaking.
She is very stoic in kind of how she presents herself. Very hard to read. But yeah.
Fair enough.
But we think these bullywugs were referring to this creature as their prince. We think.
As far as we're aware, it wasn't a bullywug, not one that any of us have ever seen before at any stage of its development. So we have no idea why the bullywugs had it. We don't know where it came from, although we guess that it came from inside Jaina somehow, and we don't know what it is. I smashed it with my hammer.
Well, was it dangerous?
Oh yeah, it attacked the bullywug that was holding it, and then it attacked Hikari.
Right.
It chomped.
Yes.
Well, that seems like you made the correct decision then to terminate it.
Yeah.
The prince, you say? They were calling it their prince?
Yeah, they said you won't take our prince, or something like that.
I mean, bullywugs are well known to praise hierarchy, and if they found a creature that they thought might be powerful, it's not without reason that they would name it a prince or a king or a lord.
Huh.
If that is true, the bullywugs I know of the Southern Forest, for them to find a creature as small as you say and name it a prince, they must have thought it was very valuable.
Yeah. The weird thing about it, though, is that it attacked the bullywug that was holding it, that was, like, trying to escape with it.
Most things attack bullywugs if they get the chance. It's kind of their deal. Yes.
Yeah.
Understandable.
No. That is strange.
Anyway, it's weird and we don't know what's going on.
This is concerning. And she turns to Tio and May, and she kind of gets a little stern. She goes, "And I assume both of your guilds had the required permits to log in the Southern Woods, then?" And they both kind of, like, go, and Connor's like, "Well, they weren't actually logging, they were just doing some searching," and Messia's like, yeah, no, there was definitely no logging taking place. They were only just beginning to find the growth. And she's like, yes, but still, the rules apply here, that if you seek to work in any of our woods, you must require the permits. And of course, if you had not rushed in, and not rushed your men to find the new growth, you may have followed the proper course, and learned that we were aware of a growing tribe of bullywugs in the southern woods, and you would have been warned of such dangers. And you see they're kind of both, like, they kind of look a little ashamed. And she says, I will be speaking
Get wrecked.
She says, I will be speaking with both of your proprietors directly about this, as apparently they must be reminded of the proper way to do things in this city.
She's calling your mom.
And Connor's like, yes, of course, Miss Latu. And Miss Tia goes, yes, I will inform my lady of the visit. And they just both look, like, Connor looks a wreck, because he's also, one, super upset by the death of Jaina, but he's just, like, being told. He's just been, like, scolded a bit. And she then turns back to you guys and says, well, you've done Tussoa a great service in finding a conclusion to this mess. However, this creature is not known to me, and that concerns me. You say you killed it, and that it was the only one of its kind there, but I would still like some of my arcanists to inspect it. May I have these remains?
I'm cool with it. Do any of you guys care if we give it to her?
No.
Cool.
No, we don't want to keep the gooey worm. That's fair. Hand it to her.
Wonderful. She turns to a guard and she says, summon Pasto and perhaps Madame Z. Tell them to come to my chambers. And the guard says, would you like me to alert Mordek? And she's like, no, do not alert Mordek. Pasto and Z will be sufficient. Names. Yeah, she's like, no, Pasto and Z will be sufficient. It'd be hard for us to find him in town anyway. I wish for them to see this. And then, as she finishes that, do you want me to say those names again? She goes and taking notes. Yeah, that's fine. I'll send it to you later. She finishes that, speaking to the guard. The guard kind of collects the goo and walks it off. And then she says once more
Careful
to you guys. Ugh. Yeah, there's like kind of like an oil kind of secreting from it. She turns back to you guys once more and says, and I believe these two offered you coin in exchange for your services. Make sure they pay up.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They did.
Make sure they pay up. I do not know where all of you are from, but your service to Tussoa is greatly appreciated. If you wish to stay and make yourself a further use, please do. We appreciate hard workers in this town, and all are welcome here. And she kind of like gives a slightly lasting look at you, Hikari, but then finishes off and she says, unless there is anything else? Yes. What is it?
Is it almost the day of the fair?
The fair is in 2 days. Not tomorrow, the day after.
Thank you, that is all.
You are most welcome, and I would encourage you to enjoy the fair. We have put a lot of work into it this year, and you see she's actually kind of getting a little bit less, like, intimidating. She's, like, talking about the fair. She's like, yes, we are actually very proud of the fair this year, and it would be a wonderful prize for your service, for you to enjoy it. Alright, farewell! And she kind of, like, spins on her heel and
Thank you, ma'am.
walks, like, into her office, like, off the side of this assistant.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Yeah. She walks away.
Noticing, I assume I noticed her giving me that look.
Yeah, it was a very fleeting kind of like look. It wasn't like a death stare or anything. It was kind of she just lingered on you for a second. Yeah.
Taking that in, I just out of immediate habit, just immediately start taking in all my surroundings, counting the guards.
Nice.
Taking in like exits, just like out of habit, I just do an immediate scan.
Cool.
I'm gonna smack Hikari on the back and go, she was pretty!
She was powerful.
Oh yeah.
In ways. I would agree.
That was so cool. I've never seen her around before. I've been in the city for a while, but wow. Well,
and you can pretty much put it together that this is the Marquis. She didn't actually introduce herself. You get the sense that this is the Marquis.
Well, I would assume to get into a position that she's in, you can't get there by being, well,
a wimp.
And I look over at Gima. You know. Anyways.
A turtle? Is that racist?
No.
So did we get paid?
Never mind.
Do we not get paid?
You see that, like...
We didn't.
Yeah, the assistant kind of comes back into the room. She's like, I need my office back, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, hi. So sorry.
Kind of like pushing it out the door. And
wait, does
Gima
still have the body?
Return.
Oh,
I return.
Gima still has the body. No, the body's on the desk. The body's on the desk.
It's on the desk. Okay.
You see some guards kind of take care of the body. They grab it and.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you assume that Connor will probably deal with that. But yeah, as you guys are kind of leaving the room, back into the foyer, back to the outside, Miss Tio grabs one of you. Let's see who she grabs. Grabs kind of Solace as you're just walking, just very casually grabs you inside and says, look, I saw the body, but it wasn't all that gruesome, was it? His death? Did it seem?
Oh, super fucking gross, dude.
That is dreadful. That is truly dreadful.
Why? Wait. Why do you care?
You make an insight check.
Great. I'm good at this. That's 4.
Ooh. 4. Dang. That's bad. She's kind of just...
That's bad.
I mean, physically just looking at her, she looks kind of pale. Like, you can't really discern necessarily why she's asking these questions, but you can see she looks a bit pale, and she's just like, that is quite horrific, actually.
Yeah, it's, I wouldn't recommend looking at it.
No.
It's not for the faint of heart.
I feel like I may
yeah, you can rest assured he definitely didn't attack your guy.
I feel like I may have been a bit harsh on him.
Oh, no, totally, you were.
Yes. Man. Well. Alright. And she kind of like regains her composure a bit, but she's still that kind of pale look. And you guys walk and join, and out in the foyer, as you join, you see Connor is there, and he's in the process of handing out pouches to all of you for your payment. So you each receive 30 gold from Connor. So you can add that to your currency on D&D Beyond.
30 gold.
Which I should point out too, we're trying to use the D&D Beyond overlay this time around on Twitch, so hopefully that's working. You can kind of have a look at the characters a bit. But yeah, you get given the 30 gold, and you see Miss Tio kind of stands there, and she's like, well, I suppose I should see to my man. Mr. May, I will speak with you another time. I'm sorry for your loss. And you see, like, Connor kind of nods.
I, like, step in front of her before she can go.
Yeah.
And I say,
and she's like, oh.
You also offered a price.
As if he was alive.
Yes, but make a persuasion check. Oh, actually, this is intimidation. I'd say make an intimidation check, Gema.
Yeah, a turtle standing over her.
Yeah. I mean, she's taller than Gema, for sure, but, like...
22.
22?
Holy shit! Holy fuck.
I got 17, and I have +5 for intimidation.
My god.
Scary turtle.
And she is already, like, in a weird state. She's just like, well, that's... The deal technically... Well, Of course. The only right thing to do in this time. And she hands you an extra 10 gold each. There you go.
Well done, Gema.
Yeah.
You're good at getting this gold stuff.
Yeah. Hikari just smiling and nodding along with what Gema was saying.
Yeah.
So what do we buy with I've got lots of 45 of these gold things now. What can we do with that?
Just like playing with them in your hands.
Well, you could save it for the fair, maybe, and maybe there's like cool stuff to buy at the fair. Or food, and that's pretty much all I use gold for.
Are we by ourselves now?
Connor is still standing there, and he's kind of like, he just handed the gold, and then that interaction with Miss Tio happened, and he's kind of like, you get the sense he's just waiting to say goodbye, kind of, but you guys are talking about the fair now, so he's not interrupting. But he's kind of just like looking sad off to the side.
I look over to Connor and sort of gently like place my hand on like his shoulder, like the back of his shoulder. Listen, I'm terribly sorry this happened. Did Jaina have a family?
He didn't have a family here in Tussoa. He lived in the lumber guild. He had a worker's hut. I mean, not that I really know of. He sometimes talked about a girl he was sweet on, but didn't really get much information from that. He was pretty private, you know. He was a good man and a good worker, but this will hit the guild hard, I think. Thank you for what you've done. The Marquis is correct. We do appreciate hard work in this town. And, you know, rivalries aside, we all want what's best for this town. So please don't judge us too harshly on what we do in the process of our work. Yeah, I mean, I think I need to go see my boss.
Mr. Connor?
Yeah.
Real quick. We did find on his person some of his belongings. Should we give them to you, or
preferably
guild?
Yes. I can take them back to the guild.
Okay.
What did you find exactly?
We have this kind of shitty hand axe, this really nice woodcutter's axe, chalk powder, and 3 silver and 5 copper.
You know, keep the small change. He takes the woodcutter's axe and he says, "That's just a standard issue hand axe. You can keep that one if you want. We've got tons of those."
And you want the powder?
Yeah. Takes the powder. Yeah. Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, we can always use this again." Look, I need to go see my boss, but you know, if perhaps if you come see me in a few days, after the fair, I might have some work for you. Just a further appreciation of what you've done for us.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. If you're looking for work, look, I don't even know. I'm
Always
not
looking
really
for work.
sure what's happening right now. I'm a little bit of a mess. But yeah. Thank you. Seriously.
Give him a shoulder squeeze and
Yeah.
a long look and nod.
And he kind of does that like middle-aged kind of man thing where he's just like, all right. He kind of just like starts. You know,
I do that.
Puffs up his
Okay,
chest.
listen.
I'm sorry. He just does that regular man thing where it's like, all right, let's go. Like he kind of sucks the tears back up into his eye, and like starts storming off down the road with
All right.
the woodcutter's axe in his hand.
Before we do anything else, folks, do you want to split the 3 silver and 5 copper? And can I keep the hand axe? Do any of you guys want a hand axe? Because I've got 2 hand axes. Actually, do I just have one? Did I ever get my hand axe back that I threw?
I'll say you did collect them, but I'll
Okay.
say in future you've got to be more aware of collecting them.
Okay, yeah. So does anyone want this hand axe, and do you want to split up the silver and gold? Because I'd love a hand axe, but I've already got 2, and silver and copper.
I don't particularly need it, so you can have my share, but just pay it forward.
Yeah. Okay. That's does anyone else want any copper or silver?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Nah.
Hand axe?
Just keep
Kind
it.
of.
I don't think I can use the hand axe.
Gima,
I
I've seen what you can
everything in
do. I mean, I've seen what Gima can do with a stick. Are you sure you don't want a hand axe?
Oh, I already have my eyes set on one of those really crappy short swords. That's kind of my plan.
There you go.
Dream big.
Yeah, short
Yeah,
sword.
you can add a crappy short sword to your. It works just like a regular short sword. You're fine, but
Yeah, but
it
it's
is
a
kinda-
light melee weapon.
It
so-
is.
Your enemies will tremble in fear, Gima.
That's right. Yeah, you could use a hand axe, Oleg. You've got proficiency in simple melee weapons. Yep. You're good.
Okay, I'll have a hand axe if you're throwing it away.
You want the hand axe? All right.
Yeah, unless somebody else wants it.
No.
I'm gonna gently toss it.
Here.
Yeah. it's also kind of pretty crappy. But you know, it will get the
Yeah.
job done. It does what hand axe do. Cool.
I say,
hit Anyone with any
Oleg,
part enough.
I try and whisper to Oleg. I go, Oleg,
Yes.
don't you still have a chunk of the thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
So
But I don't think they need to know that.
no, that's cool. But we could try and find somebody to work out what it is, though.
That's
Yeah,
why
I'd
I
love to know
decided
what
to
this
keep
thing
it.
is.
Yeah, me too.
Smart. Do we have any thing to do? Do we have any more errands to run, folks? Is there anything on our
it's
to-do
starting
list?
to get dark in
No,
the
this is where we
city.
part ways. See ya. I'm
Oh no!
For the first time in my life, I've actually been playing computer games, and for the first time in my life, I'm like, I now see D&D through the eyes of like somebody who plays computer games, and so like the goal thing just went ding, and like that's
Yeah.
that goal's
Free-
been
Quest
Free
reward
time.
music.
yeah
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
this is the fun
really
part of
use
keeping
a
the party
lie
together.
down. So
Yeah.
yeah, we should get
I'm
Oleg someplace
tired.
where he can take a nap.
it's still full of holes.
There's this inn I've been staying at that we could
Yes.
probably.
So, you would have probably stayed at a couple different inns in your time, here, Hikari, but the one that you currently have, I don't know, would you say that you buy daily your room, or would you have booked a room out? I'll let you decide. I'll give you
I would probably go daily.
Yeah, so your rent would have run out on this room, but you have been staying at an inn called the Wooden Knight, and you know that it's like a pretty decent establishment. It's not too fancy. It's not too like fucked up. It's like a pretty decent place. You know, there's actually a couple other inns. There's like the Drunken Duck is another inn that's in
The
town.
drunken duck.
But yeah, there's a few
It's a
different
great day.
options there. You could probably lead the party wherever you would like to go.
Yeah, so I mean, there's two places that I've been that may intrigue you. There's the this place called the Drunken Duck. The name
That's a
is
funny
rather
name.
charming. It is. They have a duck that does little dances every now and then. It's wonderful.
They do now, apparently.
And then there's the Wooden Knights. That's the one that I was most recently to. It's more low key, more my speed, but.
Is there like a guy that does dances there?
Made of wood?
No, it's a duck.
No, they also have a duck.
They both have a duck that does dances?
Oh, at the Wooden Knight. Sorry, not at the Wooden Knight. No, no duck there, unfortunately.
Let's go to the duck place. There's a duck
Oh.
that does dances. I found a some sort of goose. What was the thing that we found, Oleg? You know what? We should probably just let Oleg sleep.
Oleg's
Yes.
kind of like swaying.
I think we need to let Oleg and Phil sleep.
No,
Oh,
it's
you
fine,
wanna-
I'm cool.
No.
You don't want to
Oleg, on
piggyback
the other
ride?
hand, Oleg doesn't care. I don't care where we sleep, which tavern, which pub we go to. Let's just go somewhere.
Nice.
Nope. Piggyback ride? I'm gonna keep offering. Does anyone want a piggyback ride?
Oh my
No.
god.
How would that
She's
work?
swallows. She can do it.
I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
you.
I'll just lift them
Handle a
above
frog.
my head like that, and then it'll be good. I'm gonna be real with you guys though. I've just been sleeping under a tree. So I'll go with you to the duck. I'll see the duck, but I'll probably just go back to that tree.
Yeah, we quite like trees as well.
Cool. So you guys want to go to the
I
Drunken
wanna
Duck?
Sorry.
Duck.
We can go see the duck, but I'm probably not gonna spend money on a room. I've been trying to save.
Cool.
Depends how much
So-
it is. I'm
wait,
curious.
So what's the plan? Isn't the job done? We can all go our
Oh.
separate ways now, or are we bound by this and have to
No,
stay?
we've got one more really important quest that we might have forgotten about. There's a dancing duck.
She's making a really solid point, and I don't know why.
Okay,
you
let's
guys
go
are getting
see the damn
distracted.
thing.
And then we can split up ways. But I mean,
That's
Also, honestly,
God.
he said that he'd be willing. Connor said that is that his name? He said that he'd be giving us like potentially a job in a couple days, and I'm always down for more work. And you guys, I feel like we worked well together. I don't know if you'd be down for that. I also just want to go to the fair.
Yeah.
We survived, and we completed the job, and
That's
that
working
is
well.
saying something. That is saying something.
Anyway,
The
dancing duck.
the drunken
To the
duck.
the Drunken Duck. Yep. Cool.
But because it's getting like evening now, right?
Yeah,
Like the sun is set.
It's probably like you probably spend about an hour or so, like in the Marquis' office, like just bit of waiting around, bit of kind of just dealing with the bodies and all that sort of stuff. So it's getting around about 8 o'clock now at night. Sun
Okay.
is just setting, so it's that lovely kind of purple red color in the sky. But you lead your newfound compatriots to the inn called the Drunken Duck.
And just real quick along the way,
Yep.
I haven't been in Tussoa for too long. But as we're walking, especially now that it's nighttime and people are sort of going back to their respective houses,
Mhm.
I would assume. I'm just looking and taking in like the alleyways that I see. If I notice anything, just as we're walking, I just peer into like
Make just
the different nooks
make a
and crannies.
perception check.
Okie dokie. Okay. Not too bad. Oh, not too bad. 14.
14. Yeah, okay.
Go.
You don't like see anything majorly suspicious happening in the alleyways. There are quite a few. There are the two main roads, and then from there it kind of branches out a bit like tree limbs off each of those roads, and there are alleyways that kind of link those little roads. It's pretty well maintained, the city. Like, you haven't seen any majorly shady figures around in your time here too, and perhaps maybe even keeping an eye out specifically for that sort of thing. You haven't seen anything like that. There has been an increased amount of Zalezo for the fair, so that could have something to do with it. There are quite a few Zalezo guards wandering the streets, and there are stalls beginning to be set up, so there is kind of like a constant patrol happening in the town. But yeah, nothing kind of catches your eye apart from probably the increased guard presence. But as you kind of walk down from the northwest quadrant, the Drunken Duck is situated on the corner of the southeast quadrant. So if you come up from the southern gate, when you get to the city centre, it is right there on your right. I will post a map of Tussoa with things labelled. It's pretty fun. But as you get there, you kind of like, I don't know, maybe you point out some things. There's like a baker shop. There's all kinds of general stores. And what catches your eye, and what you saw as you walked to the Marquis office, but now you all have a chance to really take in and appreciate. In the center of town, there is a massive tree. It's about 40 feet across the base, like the thing that kind of encroaches the tree, and then there is this massive tree that kind of grows out from the center of this like dais kind of thing, and it spreads up, and it is like it's a tree. It's got its branches hanging out with
Sure is.
with it's quite nice because it is fully grown at this point. There is a lot of leaves. It's summer. There are like little flowers kind of growing out of it as well. But the thing that's most impressive is starting from the base of the tree and kind of coiling its way up is this metal work. It looks like just an art installation, or this metalwork statue of this large serpent that kind of wraps around the tree. And it gets to the top of the tree, and it has like these large fins that kind of stick out from its side. And you see from the base, there is like a candle that has been lit, and the candle light follows up the serpent's spine to the top where it's spurting out a little bit of fire from its mouth. Yeah, it's this very lovely thing that's kind of just wrapped around its living tree. And the fire itself isn't damaging the tree, but it kind of illuminates this entire space, this lovely light display around the tree.
This is like my favorite thing in this whole goddamn town. It's so cool.
Yeah, and you've been there before.
I tried to sleep under that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I tried to sleep under this tree, and they told me not to.
Yeah. You see there are like benches and things, but you've been there when they light it. They normally light it around like 6 o'clock at night, and they light it from the base, and it goes and like goes out, and there's a burst of flame. It's pretty. It's pretty cool. Yeah. But the Drunken Duck is just opposite this. It is a very kind of open tavern with a large boardwalk that kind of wraps around this the shape of the square, or the center. It's 2-story. There is a balcony up the top, and there is a wooden sign hanging down that shows the words Drunken Duck and what appears to be a pond with an upside down duck and its legs just kind of hanging out from the top of the water.
That's one of the dance moves it does.
That's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, you have arrived at the Dancing Duck, kind of lovely lit up by the glow from the tree. Yep. Do you enter?
Pretty.
I suppose we do.
Great.
Entree.
We enter.
I just like run ahead slightly of everybody and like just and like I'm looking for the duck.
Gotta jog after her.
Not the best sound for this one. I do have some music. I'll get it up. So you enter the tavern. It's a very warm, welcoming tavern. Kind of, you guys not so much having travelled so far outside of the Menagerie Coast, except for maybe, I won't give anything away. But some of you spending most of your life on the Menagerie Coast, it is a kind of weird mix of Marquisian style interior, and there is like a little bit of like Dwendalian inspired themes here. Like it feels like a typical tavern, but there are like large sashes and curtains hanging around. You see people drinking like large kegs of ale and like tankards, but there's also like people like smoking hookah pipes. It's this kind of weird mix, kind of everything's welcome type tavern. And as you approach, you see at the bar, kind of not necessarily serving the drinks, but kind of just standing there, is this tiny woman, a human woman. She's probably about 4 foot tall, and she's wearing an apron, and she's kind of got this grey fuzzy hair that's tied at the back of her head, and she's just kind of like happily surveying the scene, looking around. And she sees you guys walk in, and she recognizes Hikari, and she says, "Oh, you're back again, I see. I couldn't stay away for too long. What can I do for you fine folks?"
We're just looking for some rest, and maybe some food.
All right.
And,
hot food I can do. Hot food I can definitely do. It's 2 days to the fair. We're kind of sold out on rooms. It's, if I'm not mistaken, you gave up your room this morning. That was probably a mistake. All our rooms are sold out. I mean, I do have, look, I wouldn't call it a room, but I have a space. Could probably fit you all, if you're interested. It's not really much, but it's cheap, and I'll do you right.
Space is a space in my eyes. So,
all right.
It's fine by me. What do you all think?
I'm still cool sleeping under a tree somewhere, so maybe you'll just have some more space in your space.
Don't
Well,
mind, Gima.
Yeah, I'm not gonna force you to stay, but like if you're interested in a comfy bed for the night, I can at least provide you with that. I'll throw in a free meal as well. How about that?
That seems fair to me.
Alright. That's gonna be one silver a day each with the free meal.
Okay, you know what? Actually, yeah. Why not? I'll stay.
And the fair's in
slept in the
2
bed
days' time? How long does the fair go on for?
The fair goes on for the whole weekend, so it's 2 days.
Okay, so we've got 2 days until the weekend, and the weekend 2 days, so we need to pay for 4 days?
So tomorrow's not the fair, so it's... You gotta pay for tonight, next night. Yeah, if you do 4 days, you could have it for the fair, essentially.
Gima, do you want to stay at the fair for that length of time?
Yeah, sounds great.
Because I know that's why we came here.
Yeah.
No one's
Is
got
there
a plan.
any in this space? Is there any like bedding? Could I ask if we could borrow some sheets?
Oh, there's definitely bedding. Like, you don't have to worry about that. It'll keep you nice and comfy. They're more hammocks, I'd say.
I love me a hammock.
They are just hammocks. They're not hammock-like. They are hammocks. But, it's better than, I guess, sleeping on the floor.
Perfect.
And
Amazing.
was it a silver a day each?
Yes.
Okay.
So by my counting, if you want 4 days or 4 nights, that should be 4 silver. I think.
Yes.
Yep, sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright. I have 3 silver and I'll break it up, so I'll just pay for 3 nights and then pay more if I get to that point and I want to stay longer.
Cool. So you guys pay up your 4, well, whatever you want to pay. So I think it was, so you said 3 silver, 4 silver. And the rest of you pay, do you pay 4?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Nice. She leads you out of the front doors and kind of around the back to essentially a cellar door.
Ooh, are we in the barn?
No, she opens up a cellar door and walks you down, and there is this space that has kind of been, it is essentially the basement. It has been separated into 2 sections with this kind of dividing wall, and on one side, on your side, you see there are 5 hammocks kind of strung up that she points to and says, well, you're welcome to use them. Well, you paid for them, so you may as well use them. It's a good spot, this one, actually. Right. It's right below the kitchen, and like you can actually feel there is like a bit of a warmth to this, but not like a stifling heat. It's actually quite nice in this space that you have. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
It's
welcome,
very,
dearies.
very appreciated.
Oh, I've gone out of focus.
what's
There we
in
go.
the other half of the cellar? What's behind the curtain?
Like on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of peek through it and you see there are another 5 hammocks, and 2 of them actually appear to be currently filled. So you get the sense that she has
Easy place.
made do with the increase in tourism and wanting to, profit off it, I guess. She has converted her basement into more rooms. But yeah, you guys have a hammock each. She says, kind of as you guys are getting set up, she's like, and there is a warm meal on the house for you if you are interested.
When is the next show?
What show are you talking about, dearie?
We heard there's a dancing duck at this inn.
Dancing duck. That is something we do sometimes.
Hikari's just like taking a step back and just like facepalm looking at the ground like,
Wait,
why?
sometimes?
I'm gonna roll to see if there's actually a dancing duck, motherfucker.
Yes, do it.
Yeah. I can get Greg the duck dancing if you want.
I mean, even if we could just meet Greg.
Oh, I'm sure I've lost the voice of this one. I'm so distracted by the duck.
Yeah, excellent.
Oh boy. Yep. She says, "Oh, sure. I can introduce you to Greg. That's actually not. Oh, this is the voice I want of her. That's not a problem, dearie. I can introduce you to Greg." Fuck.
Amazing.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, she's just very excited about meeting this duck. I've been talking him up the entire walk over here.
It's quite a show.
I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah. Okay then. Well, you can,
All right.
you can come on up for your hot meals if you like. I've lost this woman.
Yeah.
This woman doesn't exist anymore.
Happens to the best of us. All right, folks, shall we eat? And then Oleg, do you want to take a nap after we eat, or a good night's rest potentially?
Yeah, probably. That'll be fine. Have something to eat, a few drinks, go to sleep.
Great.
Okay.
So she leads you back up.
Let's eat food.
It's busy in this tavern, but she kind of like finds a table and takes some chairs, and she's like this tiny little old woman. She gets shit done. Like, she goes in and she grabs a chair that's not being used and slams it in. She's wiping down the table, and she's like, "All right, there you go. I'll go get your meals for you." She
Thank
kind
you
of
very
like,
much, ma'am.
she kind of looks back and she's like, "And I'll see if Greg is available." And wanders back behind the bar.
I'm just gonna do a quick scan of the the populace in here. Any particularly interesting folks?
Make a perception check.
Perception. Ooh, 23.
23. You see, it's
Ooh.
majority looks like tourists. Like, you can kind of just pick up on the fact that these aren't necessarily locals. They look kind of fresh and in fairly nice clothes. You get the sense that a lot of people staying here are here for the fair. There are maybe 1 or 2 local looking types at the bar, kind of maybe just finished their work for the day. But no one really stands out. There's no one super kind of stand outish in the bar.
But they all look, fairly well put together.
Oh yeah. There's no
well-off
super shady types.
individuals.
Yeah, there's no one wearing like fully black clothes and like black sashes or anything. Just you. Yep. Yep. She eventually brings you some food. It's just kind of like a beef stew with some mashed potatoes. She asks if you'd like any drinks.
Oh, just water.
Can I get
for
you
me.
water?
Yeah, I'm good with water.
Yep. It's a drunken.
Sorry,
duck,
I'm like-
sure. That's all right.
I think it's
let's
finally
have-
starting to catch up to me. The many bites and smacks from the day.
Yeah.
I'll have some water for sure.
What you got to sell? What's she selling? What drinks?
We've got ale, we've got wine, we've got some spirits, if you're interested in that.
Wine, please.
Wine?
Bottle of wine.
Bottle of wine.
Four glasses and a bottle of wine.
Nice.
My treat.
she
What's the best wine you've got?
You want the best wine I've got.
Yeah, we're famous adventurers. We've been off on a great quest and come back with
She's
victories.
gonna
share.
look at you. She's going to make an insight check.
Look, I've got holes in me.
Can you? I got stabbed. She's gonna look and she's like, "Can you afford the best wine I've got?"
I don't know how much is
best
it.
Wine?
Oh, it goes for about 300 gold.
Oh,
I can get you the best wine.
No,
I mean, I've been wanting someone to buy that for a while.
I had no idea that wine could be sold for so much. That's ridiculous.
It's very good.
Akari just laughs to himself.
Yeah, Oleg has had his eyes opened to a greater world, and he's like, wow, these people have got money.
She sees your reaction and she says, "I will find you an appropriate bottle of wine." And she...
Have you got something for like 10 gold?
She's like, that I can do. And she...
There you go.
She comes back, and 10 gold wine is like pretty decent wine. Like that's 30 cents is considered like fine wine. So you get like this. It's a Marquisian red wine. So from the continent of Marquis, it's been imported. So it's lovely imported wine.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know enough about wine really to go into detail here. It's a cab sav. Yeah.
Well, he would, when the 4 glasses arrive, open the bottle, serve them to everybody,
Nice.
and raise a glass as offer a toast to Gima, Hikari, and Ace. Thank you for keeping me alive. Cheers.
thank you for keeping us alive. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Sip.
And to whatever this union may create in the future. Do we need a name? Do we need to name ourselves?
We need a name. Ooh.
No.
No.
Can we have like a secret handshake at least?
Yeah. Come on, Hikari. Where's your spirit? Think something up. Brainstorm.
The spirits, I think, are in the back over there.
That's how I meant. Like team spirit. You know. Like some.
Akari hasn't taken a sip of the wine and just places it down. I suppose I take a deep breath and just like and look over the three of them, and I know some handshakes, I guess. Maybe a little bit.
Ooh, now you have to show them to us.
Sounds so suspicious.
Well, depends on how elaborate we want to get. How's everyone's memory?
It's there.
Right.
Handshakes and muscle memory. We've just got to learn a lot. Yeah, we've got muscles.
Yeah, we got muscles. Let's do this.
Oh boy.
I'll say if you are
They're rethinking their decision already. How about what if we sleep on it? Maybe the wine is already talking. Maybe
The what?
What is it you're gonna do tomorrow? Like, are you guys gonna stay in town for the fair?
I'm planning on sticking around for the fair. I've been thinking about leaving town recently. I've been here for quite some time, but I don't really have any destination in mind. I've kind of just decided to wander, whatever that means. So.
Do you remember when we were this morning? We were at the before we ran into the people who needed help. There was an auction where you almost dropped an egg.
That wasn't me. I caught the egg.
Beg my humble pardon. I do apologize. Sorry. Of course. It almost went on the ground. You caught it very dexterously. I think we should work out what's up with somebody selling... Here's my thing. That's now 2 weird creatures, right?
True. I guess I didn't really question it.
Actually, that's a good point. Maybe we should ask them what the hell that creature was.
Maybe they know, because they're, like, well-traveled.
Yeah.
And they've got weird stuff. Maybe, like, hey, here's more weird stuff. Have you seen this weird stuff before?
No, just point us in the right direction. Mind you, they're probably going to want money, aren't they?
That's true.
Well,
They're
we could ask.
auctioneers.
As this,
Yeah, with
Right.
like Sally's stuff and sneaky things, or crazy Karen's curiosities and stuff.
One of those has got to be close.
It was traveling trove of trinkets and treasures.
that's closer.
That sounds right.
Well, I like trinkets.
Lol. My brain just short-circuited.
Should that be like our plan for tomorrow? Unless, I don't know, because I don't have any plans for tomorrow. I'm just kind of sticking around till the fair and then figuring it out from there. Should we put that on our itinerary to go find those guys and bother them with our weird worm goop?
Sure, I have some of my own questions for them, so yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
look at
curious
everything
what the hell
else,
that thing was.
There was also there was also Mordak, which
Huh?
sounded.
Yeah.
It was like a name that the Marquis
Those were the
said.
Arcanists.
Yeah,
I
but she wasn't going to show it to Mordak, so I don't know whether maybe that's a good person for us to show it to.
Oh, you guys have a
Yeah,
good
we need to
memory.
find out more about Mordak.
Well, it could be a multitude of reasons. Information is given to individuals on a need-to-know basis, or
Maybe he's just annoying.
certain prejudices, or perhaps personality, yes. But I'm sure the Marquis has her reasons.
Yeah, she seems smart.
She seems a lot of things.
Also pretty. Is that what you're saying? She's also pretty.
Sure.
Powerful.
Just like swinging
style.
the wine glass a little bit, but not taking a sip.
They look very shiny hair.
Where's our food?
Yeah, so
Fantastic braid going on.
the food kind of gets brought to your table, and yeah, it's kind of like this beef stew with mashed potatoes, things like that. As you're beginning to eat and things like that, I'd say Hikaru, because you were kind of paying attention and looking around, you notice, like, as you are like eating your food, you kind of catch movement in the doorway, and you know, kind of watching to see who comes in, who leaves, that sort of thing. You see the doors kind of open a bit and no one apparently there, and then when you look down, you see a dog has entered the bar. This large kind of mastiff-like creature. Again, not mastiff-like creature, it's a mastiff. And it wanders into the bar, and you can kind of like looking at it, it has like this harness on it, and what appears to be almost like this kind of red tunic that it is wearing. And it walks behind the bar, and you see Isla, who I don't think I've said her name yet. You see the innkeeper behind the bar kind of bends down, and she's kind of like bobbing her head, and she walks into the kitchen, and a few minutes later she walks out, bends down, and then a few moments later you see the dog leaves from behind the bar with what appears to be satchels tied to its harness, and it leaves the bar.
Wow.
It's a dog with a job.
That's a clever dog.
He's
Uber
supporting
Eats.
his family. He's a working
love
man.
And as you're kind of
I've
looking
never
at
seen a dog
that and
with
thinking, that is strange, I don't think I've ever seen a dog do that before, that thought is interrupted by a very loud quack, 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 as this duck comes flying in
Dima.
at your table. And the music kind of picks up as the kind of bards like see Greg the duck flying in, flapping his wings. You see it lands on your table and kind of has its wings splayed and is just starts dancing, you know? This duck just starts dancing. It claps its feet down, it claps its wings together, and this duck is dancing right in front of you, and it kind of quacks to the beat of the music. It's quack, 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 quack.
It's like KK Slider.
And yeah, oh man, I could have done that. And you see Greg the duck, this lovely green mallard, is on your table, having kind of landed through your food a bit, is on your duck, and after a few beats of the music, it flaps its wings and jumps to another table and starts dancing on another table.
That was the most insane thing I've ever seen, and I crushed a worm with a hammer today.
It's up there.
Oh, well.
I've never seen a duck with feet.
Yeah, he had rhythm.
Yeah, this duck is like loving this.
There's a dog that wears clothes, there's a duck that carries a beat. This place is amazing.
Dog would have been less weird if there wasn't already a duck.
Yeah.
That's true. It's true.
But yeah.
This is why I preferred the wooden knights. This place is a little too chaotic.
Yeah, flash cut to the wooden knight, and it's just like dead quiet. Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
Exactly. And you see the kind of the crescendo of this duck's performance is it flies up to kind of the ceiling, this second floor ceiling, and then dives down into this little fountain that they have set up at the back of the bar, and a big splash of water, and it kind of sprays everywhere, and then it's just a duck in a pond. It's just like
Fuck yeah.
kind of just like dancing around.
Wait, I missed the start of that. Where's the pond?
It's in the back of the room.
Yes. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Shit. This
So
is the best.
good.
That is the dancing duck. And it's kind of just happily saying that, and you see like there's like people kind of like going up to the duck and like, you know, like your little duck, not asking for its autograph, which is the first thought that came into my head. They're just, you know, kind of looking at the duck, looking at the famous duck. Yeah.
Gima, would you like to go up and meet Greg?
I mean, we're here for 4 nights. Maybe like I'll
Pace
build
yourself.
up to it. Yeah,
Pace yourself a
I'll
little
build
bit.
up to it.
You're a little starstruck right now, is what you are. Yeah.
I mean, I think he's amazing.
Greg is legendary across the Menagerie Coast.
I'm so glad we came here. It's so good.
Yeah.
I want to try and do something, Alana. Can I excuse myself to go to the turtle bathroom?
Sure.
And
The little turtle's room.
yeah. This is what I want to do. I'm just going to tell you what I want to do, and then you tell me what I need to do to be able to see if I get to do this thing. So I want to take one.
Yeah. I'm so ready.
Sorry. You invited me.
No, let's go for it. I'm on board.
I want to take one of the hammocks.
Yeah.
And then I want to like leave potentially out a back door if there's a back door, or just like step out the front door without looking like I'm carrying a hammock. And then I want to see if I can climb into the tree that's in the middle of the town and like put the hammock up in the middle of the tree. Please.
I mean, you can do that. Yeah, so you need to go back outside to the basement where your hammocks are. So you kind of walk outside the tavern. You go down, you collect your hammock because you think just taking someone else's hammock would be rude. You take your hammock and you kind of wrap it around yourself to make it look a bit like a sash that you've seen some of the guards wear, and you think, oh yeah, this will blend in. Are you like whistling as you walk?
No, I just looking nonchalant.
Make a perception check to see if there's anyone around as you kind of step towards the tree.
She wouldn't have come back inside, right? Like
no, she would have been outside. Like
we have
Gima's
no
like,
idea
excuse me
what she's
for a
doing.
moment,
I
and
think
she
she's going
would
to
have
the
just
bathroom.
left. Yes, exactly.
I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10.
Yeah.
You can see that there are 3 Zalezo kind of walking away from the town centre down towards the Marquis' office. There are other people around, but none that are necessarily paying you too much mind. Yeah. So you walk up to the tree.
Yeah, I just want to get into the tree and then tie it like towards the center of the tree, where hopefully, like you said, there's light, but hopefully, like towards the center, it's a bit dark, like more foliagey and a bit darker.
Yes. So you'd probably have to climb up about 10 feet or so, at least, to get to one of the lowest hanging branches. So I'll say to do that, give me an athletics check.
Okay. 20, 15 plus 5.
Yeah, cool.
So
you kind of like use the metal structure to like pull yourself up, and it's actually like it's hot, like it's metal and it's got flame in it. It is kind of hot, but you manage to get up without like burning yourself. You get about halfway up, and you hear a voice from behind you say, "What in the hells are you doing?" And you see there are 2 guards have kind of wandered from the Drunken Duck, having been standing out the front of it, as they now see this turtle climbing her way up the tree. Miss, we must ask you to get down from there.
What a... Damn it. Of course, officer. I'm just replacing this important tree covering in the center here.
You're still going to try and attach it?
Yes.
Give me a deception check.
Damn it, that's not one of the ones I did. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. Shivers. I have a +5, but I rolled a 4, so that's 9.
9?
Yeah.
Let's just see how smart they are. Well, that's one of them. Ooh, not very smart. They kind of look and they're like, we didn't realize that any of the coverings had fallen off. And you kind of get the sense that they don't really know how this tree's meant to work. And they're just like, really though, you shouldn't be doing that.
Time of year.
Frost, it's summer. We generally don't get frost.
It's an arcane frost. You would. It's fine. Look, I finished
frost.
that, and then I'm coming right down.
Do you work for one of the arcanists?
Yep. Yeah, I work for Mordak.
You work for Mordak?
Why do you say you in that way?
Give me a deception check with disadvantage.
Damn it. 9. 10.
10?
The other one was a natural 20, so that's upsetting.
Ooh, that sucks. You say, I work for Mordak, and they're like, right. Well, I suppose we could probably just take this up with Mordak himself.
Not a problem, of course.
Right. Will you accompany us, please? And they kind of grab you down. Well, they don't grab you, but like they wait for you to climb back down the tree. And say, all right.
Did I get it tied in the tree?
I'll say yes. No. I'll say yes for your efforts. You managed to get it in the tree. But they are now asking that you join them to more decks.
Our fellow workers of Mordek's in the pub. Who will?
The other workers of Mordek are in the pub.
Yeah,
right.
They'll vouch for me.
Right.
If we don't want to go all the way, we don't want to go all the way.
Why don't we go get them as well then?
Yeah.
And they walk you back.
Wow, this music is great, guys. I'm actually really enjoying staying at this place now. This isn't too bad.
Yeah, I'm considering
it's very
going over
comfy here, isn't it? I like this wine. Very hospitable.
Yeah.
You see,
I kind of want to go say hi to Greg. Tell him he did a good job.
The doors of the inn kind of spring open, and you see there are two Gima standing in the center with 2 Zalezo guards, kind of flanking her.
You have to be fucking kidding me.
She went to the bathroom. Didn't she go to the bathroom?
Where are these? And you hear them say, "All right, where are these other workers of Mordek?"
Who the fuck is that?
What?
just over here are the very powerful contracted workers of Mordak.
You take them to like your friends?
Pointing at us?
Yeah.
Look, we found one climbing the tree in the center of town, claiming to be a worker for Mordak.
Wait, which tree?
She does like
the center
trees.
tree.
We all
the tree of Tussoa.
like trees.
Oh, you're positive it's not a different tree.
Nope, it was definitely the tree of Tussoa. Our sacred monument.
I'm also with the best friends of the duck in this pub. And I like to talk to ants.
I don't even know. The guy's like, "Oh, you know Greg." No, he doesn't say that.
I clear my throat and step up to the guards.
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry. There's been somewhat of a misunderstanding. My friend here, Gima, is correct. We are in no way contracted by Mordak, but he's more of an extension. We are more working with the Marquis. We were contracted earlier today to go out into the forest to deal with a disturbance and a missing person. We came back, there was a meeting that happened, and Mordak is in on it as well. So that was the confusion that Gima was having. There was just sort of a mix-up. So I apologize if any damage was done. She may have just been investigating a potential lead that was in the tree. We apologize for any disturbances that were caused.
I do get so confused.
I'm going to step up and using thaumaturgy, I'm going to change the colour in my eyes and make a deep booming voice and say, "Yes, we work for Mordak," and then glance at Gima and like, "What the fuck have you got us into?"
I'll say... What does Solace do? How does Solace add to this?
Hasn't moved. Ace is like she has like her food, like her fork in one hand, and she's like stiff as a board.
Yeah. I'll say, Hikari, with Oleg's help, you can roll... You are kind of telling the truth, but you did kind of taper off towards the end there. I'll still make it a deception check, because you are trying to deceive them, but you can do it with advantage because Oleg has helped you. Gima, I will say, make a performance check for you saying, "Oh, I do get so confused." To see how well you performed that line to them.
17 total deception.
Mine's 10.
10? Well, it kind of comes out as like, "Oh, I do get so confused." Like, it is a bit of a poor performance. But with the 17 deception, these guys have kind of... I mean, you get the sense that they're kind of tired, and they look and they're just like, "Look, we understand that the Artisan's Fair is coming up, but you cannot just be climbing the trees, working for Mordak or not. Alright. If there is coverings that need to be put back on the tree, that is important." Okay.
It's fixed. Thank you so much for your time. Would you... thank you.
We will still need to check in with Master Mordak, but... perhaps you can let him know that he shouldn't be letting his associates climb the tree without the proper permits.
Of course, yes.
Yes, we shall.
Alright, we will report this to the Marquis.
Yes, we apologize.
Kind of like looks at you, Solace, and like, alright. And they kind of like turn and then leave.
What the fuck, Gima? What the fuck? I know you like climbing trees, I know you like playing pranks, but tell us before you're going to get us into this. Jesus Christ, have some more wine. Sit the fuck down.
I'm sorry. This rules are hard, and...
Why were you in a tree?
I'm just doing a thing. Got lost. It's all good. I apologize. But look, we dealt with it fine. You guys did well. In the future, just say that I'm like a stupid turtle or something.
No.
You
You're my
see
friend.
like
I would never call you.
Ayla, who's like
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
super
the innkeeper behind the bar. She's like, "Did you say you worked for Mordek?"
No, I got caught urinating inappropriately or something, and I tried to lie my way out of it, Isla, and so we don't.
She wasn't urinating. I don't know why she'd say that as like a cover up.
You see Ayla looks kind of confused. She's like, "That's kind of funny, actually." I just thought it was strange because, I mean, Mordek's assistant was in earlier, and I thought it strange that he'd have other assistants here not doing his work, but that's, who's to judge the magical, mystical mind of Mordek? This is not her voice, but anyway, I'm going with it.
Yeah, it's close.
Does Mordek's assistant come in here a lot?
Oh, every couple days or so when he's looking for a feed. Doesn't get out of the house much, I suppose, but, who am I to judge? He's, he comes as he pleases whenever he wants some of old Ayla's cooking. But yeah.
What type of work does Mordek do in the city, Isla?
Yeah.
The magic kind.
That's fair.
All kinds of magic.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, this has been an exciting night. Should we turn in?
Yeah, that interaction with the guards has left me more exhausted than the fight with the frogs. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
You guys finish your drinks, or maybe some don't finish their drinks. You probably still have like half a bottle left, Oleg, so you're welcome to pocket that. But you guys finish up your meals, finish up your drinks. You spend probably like another hour or so just enjoying the music. Yeah.
Oleg, I don't.
Yes.
I don't really. Wine's not really my thing. I don't want to be rude. I've only drank like a third of this. I don't want to waste it. Can I pour it back in the bottle? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Come here, just pour it back in the bottle.
Yeah, okay.
Cork it. Keep it for another day. It'd be no problem.
Yeah, we'll drink another time. I'm just like a little bit.
Perfect.
No, that's good to know.
I didn't want to waste your money.
It's fine.
You guys.
Ace, before you go to bed, I now obviously need an escort to go places because I cannot be trusted.
Yeah.
Well.
Can I show you something I saw outside?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, just
Yeah.
Ace.
You guys
I just
go
only
outside.
need one
Oh,
escort.
sorry. Okay, Ace, go with it.
I don't need looking
Okay.
after.
Yeah.
Everybody come with me
Gamer and
everywhere all the
Solace.
time.
Leave.
I
Okay.
also hand Oleg also my glass of wine, and I didn't have any. But you can.
Fine.
Save
We've got a
later,
full
maybe.
bottle now.
All right. I'll follow. Gima.
So I did get into a small amount of trouble.
We know.
Because I know, because anyway, I did that, and I point to the tree, and I go, "Oh, I did it so you couldn't see it. I put your hammock in the tree." Well, it doesn't have to be your hammock. I can sleep on the ground if you actually want to sleep inside in the hammock. But like, what I wanted to do is make like a platform, but then the lady said that there were hammocks. So the hammock is actually a better sort of tree sleeping. I'm used to sleeping in trees, and this is one way that we sleep up in the tree. And I'm fine with sleeping inside, but you said that the first night you were here, you wanted... Anyway, you have to be very sneaky if you want to do that, I realize. So anyway, that's an option should you be wanting that.
Gima, that's really sweet. And very frightening, but really sweet. Oh man, that's really nice of you. But I feel like... Man.
It's in the dark
Wow.
part, so once you get in there, you should be pretty, like, covered. But getting there seems to be just like... I just don't think that it's fair for them to say there's a tree that you're not allowed to sleep under or in.
I know, right? Like,
That
I get the art part. Like, I wouldn't step on the art part, but like, it's a tree.
Actually, don't.
You see
because
looking
it's
over.
very
yeah,
hot.
there's like a kind of muddy footprint on the art part, in the shape of a turtle foot.
Anyway,
That's a value add. It's like a communal art piece. That's fine.
Sure, we'll throw some water on it. That's really sweet, Yima. Thank you. That's like a very nice thing that you've tried to do for me. I
think don't, maybe, because I seem to get into a lot of trouble. But
yeah,
it's there should
It
you
is
be
there.
wanting that. Okay, good night. I will sleep on the ground in our cellar. No, it's fine. No.
Trust me, I'm used to sleeping on the ground. I sleep on the ground normally. I've got my bedroll. I'll sleep on the ground. You did a really nice thing for me. It's fine. Thank you. I'll sleep on the ground. I like sleeping on the ground.
Okay. Alright.
Cool.
I go
Thank you.
to...
Yep, you guys retire to the basement area. I'd probably say, like, as Solace and Gima were kind of having this conversation, Oleg and Hikari, you probably would have finished up your meals and your drinks and made your way back down to the basement, noticing that there was one fewer hammocks in this space. But, kind of, you don't really pay too much attention. You hop in your hammocks and you're later joined by Gima and Solace, who, curiously decides to lie down on the ground instead of taking a hammock, but nevertheless, you guys lie down for a long rest. We're going to take a short...
And just a little...
You go.
So I was going to say, I'm just going to say, like, for a little bit of flavor, as everyone's, like, winding down and stuff, Hikari, they take out from their sash, like, a small, like, block of wood, and with their kunai, they just hum, like, a little melody to themselves as they carve into this little wooden thing before they fall asleep.
Nice. Very lovely. And so you guys are having a long rest. We're going to take a short break. I know we're kind of getting close to a 2-hour mark, but there's probably just a little bit more we want to get to this session. So we are going to go ahead and take a short break, only about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back for probably a shorter second half. But just to finish off this session, holy crap, Gima, you're insane.
True.
Man. Yeah. Amazing.
Her intentions are so good.
I didn't intend to get caught.
No one ever does. But nah, that was incredible. But yeah, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, so please stick around. I'll post in the chat when we're about to go back live again. So see you guys soon. Right. All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for sticking around. We're going to just jump straight back into it. Our adventurers have successfully completed a long rest, and you are now kind of all rousing and rising about the same time from your hammocks or from your dirt pile. Yeah, the day is kind of yours. What would you like to do?
We still gonna go bother those people with our worm sledge?
Oh yes,
I'm down for that.
Tobias's trove of trinkets and traveling treasures. Yep.
Yep.
Those ones. Sure. Yeah, we can get some breakfast and head off.
Sounds like a
I
plan.
am down for that.
Great.
Yep, sounds good.
Yep, so you make your way back up into the top of the tavern. You see Ayla is there. Ayla, her name is Ayla, is there, and she's kind of just, sitting there. It's not super busy. There's a few people having breakfast, but it's much quieter than it was the night before. Greg has gone to bed, so fewer people are in the tavern at this time, but it's easy enough. You find a table, and she asks if you want breakfast. Serves you breakfast if you say yes, and yeah, I'll say the breakfast is included in the in the price of admission for the day. But yeah,
And quickly before then we then leave, I'll go over to Isla, who I'll wait till she's behind the bar area or wherever, or when she's not waiting tables and stuff, and just go up to her. Isla, you are looking absolutely full of life and joy this morning, as usual. Two questions for you.
Yes.
Do you know where this Tobias's traveling trove? Do you know where they're set up while they're in town?
I think they might have moved on. They generally, they've been in town for a few times before, but they do one and done kind of deal. If they don't sell, they're moving on. They might still be in town, but the flyer I saw on the notice board for them said that it was one day only. You could try your luck by the gates. But yeah.
Yes, I will. Then I just have a favor more than a question, I suppose. So I'm gonna be staying here for a while. Would it be too much to ask? And I'll just pull a gold from my pouch and just put it on the table, dance it between my fingers a little bit. Would you let me know if Mordak's apprentice comes in? And I put the gold down.
She kind of wiping the bench, kind of wipes over the coin and it disappears, and she's like, that's easy enough to do. I'm much obliged. I can definitely do that. You might just see her around town. It's kind of hard to miss
Maybe.
Sometimes. But yeah, no worries. I'll keep you.
I appreciate it, nonetheless.
Yeah, cool.
And then I turn back towards the group.
Easy.
I think they're gone. Tobias's traveling group. I think they might have moved on. Isla suggested we try the gate. They may still be in town, on their way out, but Isla made it seem like
I guess the question is whether or not we care about, do we really think they can help us? Should we try and chase them down to the gate, or should we, I just don't know what else there is to do right now.
Is there anywhere else we can try? Is there any Pumat Souls? I heard there was a shop
that?
somewhere called Pumat Souls.
You don't know necessarily. You are fresh to town, Oleg. I'd say Hikari and Solace, because you've been in town. You would know that there are general stores. There are kind of all kinds of just regular shops, like bakeries and tailors and florists and things like that. Out of your price range, you guys probably wouldn't have investigated if there was any magic shops or anything like that. The only thing you really know is that clearly there are arcanists in the town based on what the Marquis said last night, but even then you've only really got a few names. You're not even really sure how to contact them. But yeah.
Potentially go back to the Marquis and ask her if it's okay if she would be willing to let us know if her arcanists find out anything more. Just because, I mean, we seem to be at least partially in places. I don't see the harm in trying.
It's a good suggestion, but in her eyes, we're more of the grunt workers. We're not.
Yeah, but like
we wouldn't be privy to the.
Why don't we just go to Mordak?
Well, since you're such good friends with him.
Well, no, but Hikari, I just think there's something about the fact that that the Marquis was like, oh, let's not bother them, and maybe we can, maybe we can bother them. Yeah.
I honestly, I'd still, maybe if it's on the way, I'd love to just like pop by the Marquis secretary and ask if I could just ask her because I just don't see the harm in asking, and she seems nice.
Sure.
I mean,
we can do that.
I'm gonna
I
do
will
it.
say also, you do know, like, just offering if you are interested in things to do. You, Solace, in particular, you've done a lot of odd jobs around town since you've been here. You do know, generally there is like a notice board where people post flyers for things, like if they are looking for work. So that is another option available to you guys. If that's something you're looking for. But yeah, anything's kind of open to you.
Alrighty, my plan is to go ask the Marquis very nicely if she could inform us if she finds out anything. And then after that, if you guys want to go to Moldek, I'll come with. And if not, I know of a notice board where if we want to try and make a few extra gold, we seem to work pretty well together, and I feel like we could maybe make some use of it. Up to you guys, though.
We definitely need somebody to, if we want to get like just our own information about why there's like a big leechy thing in the wood, like we need to probably do that before it completely decomposes.
Good point. I'm gonna go talk to the Marquis.
If we don't want to do that, then yeah, let's go see if there's another job that we can do before the fair, and then yeah, because we need to get more money for the fair so we can buy stuff at the fair.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Cool. So what's the plan?
Yeah, let's do that. Good plan.
I'll try to do my own research, I suppose, into local wildlife and such. Is there I don't remember if there's like maybe not necessarily a library, but like an area where there's a collection of knowledge, like a library.
There is like schools in this town, like kind of just regular schools where the kids go. And there is a library, like a public library attached to it. It's not any kind of official like archive or anything. It's no Cobalt Soul, but it is just like a public library that is open for people to go in to.
Okay, then I will spend my time looking for that.
All right, so you're going to go to the library.
Yes.
Alright, and so it's okay. So we'll say Hikari's going to the library. Solace, Gimo, Oleg, are you guys sticking together?
I'm going to the Marquis. Y'all can, if you want to go see Moldek, I'll go with you, but I'm going to go to the Marquis first. Do you want to come with me to the Marquis, or do you have something else you want to do?
I don't have something else I want to do, but if I don't know, or like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to the library and see if we can look at what this creature is, or what do you want to do?
Really don't mind. I think there are equally good plans.
I think we
ask
should.
Somebody, if they don't know, then we go look in a book.
We need to apply the buddy system. So, I'll go with. I don't know, but whoever goes to the library probably should take the goo monster so that you can like cross-reference.
Oh.
Yep. Okay, I'll go to the library.
All right, I'll come with you to the Marquis.
Cool. So Hikari and Oleg are heading to the library. Solace and Gima are heading to the Marquis. Right, let's do Hikari and no, we'll do the others first. So Solus and Gima, you guys make your way to the Marquis. Curiously, as you're kind of walking past the tree, you see there's some what appear to be like groundskeepers staring up like with a confused look on their face at the tree, kind of scratching their heads a bit, and you kind of quickly rush past them.
Yeah, I'll pat Gima on the shoulder and go, let's walk a little quicker,
I tried so hard.
You did a great job. It's just not the right tree, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But in the end, it didn't even matter.
I was going to make the joke and I didn't. They look confused, but also kind of like not so much impressed, but just like, how did that even get there? Like,
how did that happen?
Yeah, like.
And to be clear, they're probably taking it out of the tree.
They're thinking about it. That's the plan, probably. Yeah. But you guys make your way back towards the Marquis' office. Same as it was in the evening. There are some guards standing at the front, and you are welcome to kind of walk into the foyer area. It is like a public office. Yeah. Where do you go?
I'll head for the secretary lady if she's still in that same sort of place.
Yep. So you see, she is like kind of sitting at the desk, and the desk has kind of had a sheet thrown over it, and she's kind of like casually working off from the desk with like a binder, like a clipboard, I guess.
Clipboard.
Yeah, clipboard, kind of working off to the side, kind of not really wanting to work on the desk. You presume, and she's like, "Yes, can I help you?"
I'll stay outside,
and
but
she,
I'm listening.
Recognizes you. She's like, "Oh,
yeah, hi.
hi.
You were here yesterday.
Yeah.
We were just wondering. I wanted to ask the I know she's probably like really busy, important, etc. But I was wondering if I could ask the Marquis something really quickly. Just like it'll take like a minute.
I will
minimum.
Have to book you in for an appointment if you wish to see the Marquis. She's not currently in. She's. Well, I suppose you're involved. She was resolving the issues with the Lumber Guild this morning.
Yeah, it's actually about that. Are you sure there's no way I could just like see her really quickly? Do you know where she is right now?
She was initially heading towards the Regva Lumber Guild, and then she would be making her way to the Marges Lumber Guild.
Gotcha.
But yes, that is. If you want an official meeting, I will have to make an appointment. She is booked out through the rest of the week, but I can fit you in sometime after that.
Okay. How about this? Could I leave a note?
Yes.
For her?
Yes, you could.
Cool. Great. So
Yeah.
can you just write down we so the people who
She kind of puts the pen down, just waiting.
Okay, so the folks who found Jaina and the worm thing would love to know if you figure out what that worm thing is, if you could let us know, because we are hella curious.
No worries. And you see she writes like a much shorter version of what she said. And she says, and I don't think we caught your name. Who should I say this is from?
Oh, I'm Solus, but Ace.
Solus Ace.
It's Solus.
Right, no worries. I will leave this for the Marquis. And how may she contact you?
We're staying at the Drunken Duck.
Oh, Drunken Duck. Wonderful. How is Greg?
They got a dancing duck there.
She says as she's writing down. She's like, no worries. I will pass this on to the Marquis.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No worries. Bye.
Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. You know, not many people sometimes, not many people say have a good day. It's actually really nice that you said that. So, you know, you have a good day.
You deserve to have a good day. I'm sorry that people don't say that to you.
I think I do. There was a body on my desk last night. And I'm still expected to work here. But, you know, I think I will have a good day. The day is what you make it. And so this is what I am making it. I am not thinking about the dead body that was on my desk. I am thinking about the good day I am going to have.
You're going to have a great day.
Yes.
You're awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
It's okay. Goodbye. kind of waves you off. She turns back away from her desk. Yeah. Nice. You made something.
Okay, great. I'm satisfied.
Great.
Yeah, new BFF.
Cool. So you join back up with Gema. We'll cut then over to Hikari and Oleg. I mean, realistically, that took about 10 minutes. So you guys would have just made it to the library, which is kind of like northeast of the town. It's kind of a residential area, but there are a lot of families that live there. So that is where the school and the library is built. Yeah, how do you want to go about doing your research? Research time.
I'll get the goo out of the bag. Say to Hikari, I don't know. Do you want to lead the investigation? I don't know an awful lot about libraries.
To be honest, neither do I, but willing to expand my skill set as it seems to be necessary. I suppose we could talk to a worker here and an owner. Maybe they can point us in the right direction. I will look for maybe someone who looks like they know what they're doing and they should be
You
here.
look around and you see there are like a few people in there kind of reading, but there are kind of clear librarians. There's two, there's like a male human and this elven woman. They both kind of wear plain clothed robes, and they are kind of holding books in one hand and sorting through some books. But yeah, they're both kind of just standing there. They kind of stick out as maybe people that work at this place.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we should ask. I'll approach the elven woman.
Yep. She kind of turns and she's like,
And excuse me, I don't mean to
how may I help
disturb you, but well, we are trying to research wildlife in the area,
Ooh,
maybe
wonderful.
esoteric in nature.
Okay.
Specifically, do you have any... Oh boy. Do you have any...
What?
Do you hold
Oleg
up-
just offers her the sample and says, like, yeah, I don't know what this is. Can you tell
Okay,
us,
this
please?
Oh!
this
Oh!
came from a... Okay.
It might
What
be a bit
is
smelly.
that? It does
This
smell.
came from a purple wormish leech thing.
A purple worm? This came from a purple worm, you say?
Yes. And
It's quite
bullywugs
small.
were involved.
Where did you come across a bull? Okay. Could you please put
We're
us
scientists
away?
working on an experiment.
Clearly.
Oh,
Could you please put this away? She points to the bag. Yep.
sure,
Thank you.
sorry.
She kind of like... we have books on bullywugs and of other swamp creatures. We have books on purple worms, though they're not necessarily native to this region. I'm not sure if that is what you are looking for, but I can point you in the correct direction for both, if you like.
Maybe another piece of detail might be useful. This purple worm was... Are you squeamish when it comes to...
I'm a librarian. I am very squeamish.
How about him? And I point over to the other worker,
He
this
is worse.
human guy.
No, I kid. It's fine. No, it's fine. I mean, it can't be any worse than what was in that bag.
The worm came out of someone's chest. Broke through.
Ooh.
Does that help?
Ooh. You see, she kind of like goes quite pale, and she now thinking of the goo in the bag, thinking of the imagery of psychosis. She's like,
I put my hand on her
that
shoulder.
sounds abhorrent. I
Yes.
don't think that was anything bullywug related. And if a purple worm were to burst through someone's chest, they would be completely obliterated, for they are the size of 3-story buildings.
Yes.
I can, and she's like queasy. She's like, I can definitely point you in the direction of those books, but this is, like,
It's a lot to take in.
she's like, over there is bullywugs. Over there are creatures of Johas. And she kind of like points you in the direction of where those two sections might be.
Well, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, she kind of like, alright, excuse me, and kind of wanders off and grabs like some water out of a pitcher and has a drink, and you see the other male librarian joins her, and she's just like kind of gesturing to him, like looking back and looking back. Yeah. But she does point you in the direction. This is why I tend to
stay away from libraries.
This exact reason.
Exact reason.
She does point out at least two sections where there might be information on bullywugs or purple worms. Yeah.
Do we want to split up the sections? You want to take one section, I'll take the other?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. Who goes where?
I'll take Creatures of Jorhas.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Bullywugs.
Both of you just roll an investigation check just to try and find a good book.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, I have advantage. Okay.
You do.
14 plus
11.
15 total.
15 total and 11 for the bullywugs. I'm just noticing my mouse cursor is appearing on the screen. I apologize, that's okay. Let me just quickly bring up some information on bullywugs. Yeah, so with an 11, it's not too hard because like bullywugs are very common in this region, so there is quite a bit of documented interaction with them. In reading the book, like you find one book, it says like bogs and swamps of Northern Menagerie Coast, and you think, oh, we were in a bog swamp of the Northern Menagerie Coast, this might do. And you open it up and you do read about bullywugs, how they create communes. They are very obsessed with like hierarchy, and they are very much impressed by power. So they often elect, well, they don't elect, it's like the strongest bullywug is the leader of their group and is kind of considered like a king or a royal. And yeah, strength and power and it's kind of just considered the highest qualities in bullywugs. But they're also generally quite devious in terms of, you know, like overthrowing their hierarchy as well. But you do know they live in large communities. They do appreciate these sort of things. But yeah.
Do they bear grudges at all? If we kill their prince, are they likely to get upset?
They would, absolutely. Like, if you were to kill a king, like a king bullywug or a royal bullywug or whatever they might declare a prince bullywug, yes, it would be grounds for attack and retribution. There's no documented cases that you can read. Like, you read a lot of cases of where people have encountered bullywugs in the swamps or in the forest. There's no mention of bullywugs ever attacking like a city or a town or a village. It's generally they attack if people come to them. They're not necessarily ones to go out and attack.
So they're not aggressors.
No, okay. But you read that like they form alliances with other amphibians and things like that. You get the sense they just have this really strong inferiority complex, and that they kind of do this worship of what they consider to be the powerful in their ranks. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Cool. No mention of any kind of creepy slugs. There is an adorable drawing of a baby bullywug, and it looks nothing like the creature that you saw. Yeah.
Okay, good to tick it off the list and see that it is very cute.
It is very cute. We have established this now.
Confirmed.
Bullywug babies. Uber cute. Yep. What did you get for the Jorhas book? 15. 15, yep. You find a few books about the waste of Jorhas. Some are like kind of histories. There's one that's kind of just says drows in Jorhas. But then there is one that says Beasts of the Wastes. And you take it down and you kind of flick through and you get to a section where it talks about purple worms. Like, this sticks out to you. And some of this is actually written in Elvish as well, which is fine because you speak Elvish. But there is a section of purple worms and there is this picture of a purple worm. And this thing is massive. It shows a picture of it bursting from the ground. Kind of, I mean, if you look at it, if you picture the ground to be a chest, it's not super dissimilar to something bursting out from a chest. But it is massive, this thing. It is this big column of muscle and scales and spines opening with this massive mouth full of teeth. And you see there's pictures of people standing next to it for scale. On other pages there are descriptions of people riding them. But the description you get of these purple worms are that they are massive earthworm-like creatures that are bred and born in Jorhas. Not too much in the way of like the life cycle of these creatures, but you get the sense that they are kind of big to begin with. Like, these things are born big and grow big.
Just flipping through the pages.
Sure. Just flip through the pages.
Flipping through the page, looking at all the other books that I picked up, I just muttered to myself, "Oh, Quinn, I wish you were here right now. Oh, this is too much."
Yeah. And it kind of does get a bit too much. You read about a bunch of different terrifying creatures that, I mean, you thought bullywugs were a bit much. Or something that you hadn't encountered before. Some of the descriptions of these creatures that appear here, a little bit, you know.
Did I hear him say that?
You guys would be kind of sitting around a table.
It was under my breath. I wasn't saying it out loud.
Make a perception check, Oleg, just to see because you are quite perceptive if you just heard Hikari muttering to themselves.
Natural 17 plus 5, 22.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd say, you probably heard Hikari muttering to themselves and then would have heard them mention that, saying, "Quinn, I wish you were here." Kind of frustrated in their findings, not necessarily finding, and you two both kind of look at each other. At this time, Solus and Gima, you join up, having found the library. Unless you wanted to do anything else before returning to the library.
I'd ask Hikari as we were leaving, is Quinn a friend? A lover? Somebody that you left behind?
He was good with books, is all.
Okay. Don't mean to pry into your history or anything, it's just you seem to speak their name with reverence and respect, so it's worthwhile knowing.
Libraries were never my thing, so...
Anyways,
yeah. Oh, look,
where? Great.
Hey guys.
We found.
Did you figure out what the source is? Because we didn't get much.
No, we didn't get much.
Didn't get too much
Found some
either.
books.
But I am worried now. You mentioned something about how the bullywugs might seek retribution if one of their royalty was killed, and we killed their prince. I'm now concerned for the lumber guilds that are out working in the forest, and the bullywugs might become a bit aggressive.
I think we should inform them. We need to let them know and say, look, if you're going into that southern forest, you need to be aware. Hopefully they won't do it. If the Marquis gave them a bollocking, then they might not bother anymore. So,
but the bullywugs might expand and seek out.
I think you're right. For our own peace of mind, we should at least warn them and say, look, this is a dangerous threat. Until it's been established what's going on down there, just don't go there. And if they come out of the forest, let us know.
I will say, you do remember the Marquis saying that they were very much aware of that tribe of bullywugs in the southern forest. Yeah, but it could never hurt to pass on that information.
Here's an angle.
Oh my God.
Take the piece of the purple worm back and we find the rest of the bullywugs, and then we become princes because we killed their last strongest. No?
Yeah, I was thinking about
No,
that.
hold
as well. It's
on.
like, can
Do
we
it.
take over the tribe now?
I don't really want to, you guys.
Gima, you might be
I-
on something here.
It's an option. It's an option that's open to us.
Amazing.
Do you think we should find the jobs board?
Let's
Yeah,
do
let's all
that.
get a job.
Sure.
Love some money.
Amazing.
But we'll workshop that idea, Gima. I think it has some merit,
Mm-hmm. Bullywug
but we'll
Kings.
shelf it for now.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. You shelve that idea, and you shelve your books because you are respectable library users. You
Yeah.
Yep. You then leave out through the front of the library. You find yourselves in the northern east part of town. Solace, you know where the notice board is, if that is something you want to go to. You lead them there. It's kind of like towards the southern end of town again, so it's like they try to get people as they enter town with this notice board. And there's a few notice boards set up, but you go to the one that you know, like, you've found work on before. There's a few flyers kind of stuck to it, a few people kind of looking around. But yeah, there's a few pieces of paper pinned to it. There's some that say, Artisan Fair, 15th Resender. See the Tussoa Trade Board to set up a stall. Applications close on Delison the 13th, which you know is today. You see there's some other flyers that say, Labour is needed for the construction of stalls for the Artisan Fair. See Tussoa Trade Board. And you see there's like a handful of flyers about the Artisan Fair, like looking for people to, you know, kind of set up stalls, set up the stage, things like that. You see a flyer for Tobias' travelling trove of trinkets and treasures, and it says, one day only this Ulyssin, which is yesterday. I'm trying to learn the days of the week, but Ulyssin was yesterday. And you see it's a poster of a massive golden hand holding up, like, the wagon that you saw. And on top of the wagon are two silhouetted shapes of two people with their arms outstretched and, like, kind of the illusion of sparks kind of coming off it. And you kind of look at the poster, and if you move it in the sun a bit, it kind of glitters. There is a little bit of gold filigree on this poster. It's very ostentatious, very kind of showy. But yeah, you see there's a few other things. There's a plum jam recipe just pinned there, and it's got down at the bottom, like, Ayla, Drunken Duck, written at the bottom of it. You see there's a poster for a missing cat. This kind of like grumpy looking fuzzball. It's like crudely drawn with charcoal, but it's just got cat missing reward.
Yes. Oleg will take that.
Yes.
You take the
Yes.
poster. It says the poster has like see Ruthie at the Beautiful Bulbs flower shop near the southern gate. So you take the poster, and as you take the poster, kind of like slightly hidden under the cat poster is another piece of parchment that says, assistance required, Mordeck residents. Inquire with Faradoc if you are indeed talented and worthy of the task. And then just in big bold letters it says, paid. Yeah.
Guys, have you seen this? Mordock. Look. Mordock
We still
Faradoc.
interested in? Yeah, we're still interested in bothering him. Because I'm always down to bother some people.
I am definitely interested in
Sounds a bit
such.
better than finding a cat. But we'll find the cat as well.
We can find the cat, and we can keep an eye out for the cat for sure. I'd love to find that cat.
Yeah.
I always want to pet a cat.
Cool.
Anyway, can I quickly scroll down that recipe for jam too?
Oh, do it. Absolutely, yeah. I'll say it takes you like, not too long. It's a pretty simple recipe. But yeah, the trick is she kind of like uses some mixed spices in the jam, and that's what makes it special. So there's like some cinnamon and some nutmeg, and strangely she puts a bit of pepper in it as well, and you think, oh, that might actually be kind of nice in the plum jam. Nice.
Should we
And
find the
Makari's gonna
Mordeck
do
resident?
I'm just gonna do like a quick like look over of like the bulletin board, like even on like the sides of it, looking for anything like interesting. I'm looking for like
I mean,
maybe if
it's,
there's any like on the wood, even like any like maybe carvings, or just I'm just looking at,
yeah,
they're
it's-
just looking for
it's
something.
pretty kind of like carved
Interesting.
up. It's an old notice board.
Yeah.
You get like people have graffitied in it.
Yeah.
but it's kind of just people's names and things like that. There's nothing that stands out as anything kind of interesting other than that.
Okay. Any wanted posters?
Not here.
Okay. Just curious.
There's one for Oleg here.
Wanted turtle
Serial
climbing
killer.
tree. Yeah. No, not here. Yeah.
Does it tell us where to go to find Mordek?
It just says Mordek residence.
Great.
I must have misheard you. Did you say Mordak or Mordick?
Why not
That's-
both?
I know it's getting late.
That's,
at night.
Let's go to the
that's
Mordek
on the opposite side of
residence.
town. That is.
I'm looking on the wrong notice board, aren't I?
That's
It
the
is
brothel. Yep, you are.
Mordek. Mordek.
Deck.
Mordek.
Okay.
Mordek.
Maybe it was
clarification.
my swamp accent.
Mordek. It's essentially you're a Kiwi saying more dick. More dick.
More
Just insulted the
Dick.
entire country of New Zealand.
Mordek.
Got it.
Perfect. No, it's more dick. It's just more dick.
Do we does anyone have any ideas about where to go?
Would I?
for-
No, I doubt it.
Oh, gosh.
Can I make like an investigation?
You
check
over
just
there.
'cause it's down? Oh.
I point over to a person and
Yep.
walk over to them.
You see, there's a person there.
Do you know where the
They're carrying
Mordek
like this like
residence is?
basket full of fruit. They're like, what? What do you want?
Do you know where the Mordek residence is?
It's northeast of town, I think. You can't miss it. It's a big old mansion.
Fantastic.
Alright.
Would you like to buy
mansion?
some? Would you like to buy some fruit? Since you stopped me, I had a real
What have you
rhythm
got?
going. You got some bananas.
Gima, are you hungry?
Yeah, I want a banana.
How much for the
I only
banana?
sell them by the bunch. And he pulls out like a bunch of about 6 bananas.
How much for the bunch of bananas?
2 copper.
I'll give you 1 silver. Thank you for your time and for the information.
Have you seen a black cat?
No worries. He's like, nope. Wanders off. I've seen a dog.
A dog?
Oleg,
Yes.
Kind of wanders off.
sorry to interrupt. Oleg would like to look around for any cat.
I
Nate,
also-
Are there any cats anywhere on the streets? As we're walking from where we're going.
as you're
Fine.
walking from there to there, yeah, make just general perception checks as you are.
I distribute bananas.
Nice. Everyone
I will eat
gets
a banana.
a banana.
Oh, I don't see anything. I have a 2.
Does the potassium give
Yeah,
us advantage?
everyone roll a potassium
Ooh.
check.
Oh my god, potassium. Potassium.
Oh, everyone roll a perception?
No,
No,
potassium.
she said a potassium
You
check.
said potassium
Oh.
check.
Yeah. Your circulation has never been better.
I
Who's
got 15
being
plus
checked?
5, 20.
Oh, 20 for cats?
two.
Solis, were you looking for cats as well?
I got a 2.
Oh no, you don't see any cats.
see no cats.
Oh, like you see a couple of cats. Like it's a busy street, and it's also like a fishing town. So kind of there is that general smell of fish, fresh fish though, mind you. It's not like a bad smell that hangs in the air. So there are a couple cats, none that kind of match the fuzzy, cranky portrait that you
That's
saw in
fine,
the poster.
that's fine.
These kind of just look like street cats.
I want the most streetwise street cat, and I want to go over
Yeah.
and cast Channel
Keep
Divinity.
forgetting you guys
on
have speak with animals. Cool. Yep.
it. Yeah. So I'm going to speak with this animal
Mm-hmm.
and ask it where the big black scary cat is. The one on this picture.
It's not necessarily black cat. It's just drawn kind of in charge, like just a big fuzzy face. But you, yep. So you cast speak with animals, and you see this cat's like, yeah, what's it to you?
He's
You wanted a
lost,
streetwise cat.
and he needs help. He's lost. He
Aw.
needs help.
Oh, a lost cat, a lost pet, you say? Figures.
Yeah, it might be a pet. It might be a pet. Some cats have owners. Some cats don't.
Yeah. Not
Can you
us.
find
We're
it?
free. We're free cats over here at the docks, and you see like there's a bunch of other cats, and like, meow, 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 meow.
It's a cat. Yay!
Yeah.
Yo, they got a gang. Yo, we gotta watch out.
Greasers.
Are they wearing waistcoats?
Yeah, they go out.
Pulls out a switchblade. It's like, I mean, I may have seen a cat like that wandering around these parts.
Oh my
Which
God.
parts?
I don't know, these general parts is the docks. There's a lot of cats down here at the docks. But
Okay,
the
I
question-
will get you a fish if you tell me where this cat was last seen.
I can get myself a fish.
Yeah.
I will stroke you. No, you don't. You're a free cat.
That is.
What a cat like. I will get you a bit of string to chase. Would you like a bit of string? All cats love string. Come on, here's a bit
Wow.
of string. Chase the
All
string.
cats love string. Wow. Very.
Okay, that may be a bit typecast. Yes, I apologize if I'm upsetting.
This guy, and he kind of
racial
like,
profile.
he doesn't go like this. He doesn't have thumbs, but he kind of turns to like, this guy. Give me fish and string.
And the best part is we're just watching Oleg like have this conversation, and we just hear the cat going like.
And he's kind of like, imagine Oleg's kind of like
God.
crouched down.
Should
It's
we
like,
step in to help? Is he...
I just go, catnip.
Oh yeah, catnip. We will get you some. Where do we even get catnip from?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
We will get you some catnip. Tell us where the cat is.
you. Well,
We will get you.
no,
told.
no. That's not how this works. You get me some good stuff,
Oh god.
and then I'll tell you about the cat.
Oh my God.
Look,
Fine.
I don't.
We shall go
You-
and find you some.
Let me just
catnip.
tell you, you picked the right cat to deal with here if you're dealing in catnip. But
What's your
I
name?
don't.
What's the cat's name?
My name?
Yeah. My name's Oleg. What's yours?
They call me Buttercup.
Buttercup.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
told it
Yeah,
is
very-
a vicious beast. It has to be.
Sure. Yeah. It's a very, very dangerous, vicious animal. Not to be messed with. Certainly not.
Yeah, Buttercup is not to be messed with, and that everyone knows that. And you see a bunch of the other cats like, wow, wow, kind of do that sideways glare.
Yeah. Deadly Buttercup. We shall honour your wishes and find you some catnip.
Good. This could work. I like you.
I like you too.
You do all right. Kind of like walks between your legs, like does the lean up against your legs.
Mhm.
But a deal's a deal, all right? You want to know where this fluffy cat is? You gotta get me some good
Yes.
stuff. All right,
We'll get you some. We'll be back.
all right.
Okay, this cat might have a lead for us, but we need to get some catnip.
All right.
You see the cat kind of turns
No.
and like joins the other cats, and they start like meowing to each other.
All
Good
right.
old
Are we still?
You
Let's-
think you've seen everything?
I know. Let's keep heading to Moldex, and while we're there, while we're walking, we'll keep an eye out for catnip.
Cool. Just
Like they're
growing
growing
randomly.
I don't know how
Yes.
catnip works.
Cool. You make your way towards the northeast of town, leaving behind the gangster cat. And you eventually get to a section where there are quite a few large houses lining the street. And it's quite like this street, it's quite a nice street where it's paved roads with trees lining the center and lining the sides. Kind of think, I don't know, kind of a bit like the French Quarter in New Orleans, if you've seen what that looks like. Very nice old style houses, these mansions with large lawns, and you get to one towards the back, like up near the actual walls of the city, and it's this large white painted building with like large columns, and I guess
just roll my
assume it's Mordek's house. I don't know how you would know, but sure. You get there and you realize after asking around that is Mordek's house. But yeah.
Oh, should we? Let's just get this over with.
I bang on the gate door.
Yeah, so as you
Closest thing,
walk,
bang on.
because it is like a gated house, as you walk, the gate actually opens for you,
Oh,
and
gosh.
leads you to the door.
So we're seeing if he has any jobs, and also maybe asking if he has any ideas, or we're just seeing if he has any jobs.
Let's start with the flyer.
Yeah, and then we can like
Yeah.
work it into the conversation. Someone else should do that.
Well, we need
work
to
it
be
into
careful
the conversation.
because he might not be aware of what's fully happened because the Marquis was hesitant.
Right.
So let's we'll try to figure out his relationship with the Marquis and see where we can go from there.
Cool.
All right.
Good plan.
Bang, 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 bang on the door. Great. You hear like immediately as soon as you bang on the door, there's like loud barks coming from inside the building.
Dogs.
Yeah. It sounds just like one dog barking. Dog. And after a little time, you hear like shh, 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 like trying to calm the dogs, and the door kind of cracks open a bit, and you see kind of all you can see from this crack, but what appears to be this short male halfling with bushy hair that kind of just covers their entire head and falls down to their side. And kind of like a very big kind of bulbous nose, and just kind of looks at and goes, can I help you?
What's up?
Who has the flyer?
What's up?
Who has the flyer?
I think
Oleg has the flyer.
Need
There
a
was a job
flyer.
posting.
The poster in the town square. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, something about more dicks.
Yeah, funny. No, definitely not that. Don't laugh at that. That's not funny. No.
That's very funny. I'm sorry.
No, it's not funny. You get in trouble for saying that. That's my flyer. I'm Faradoc Dale. My friend calls me Doc, but no. The working name is Faradoc. That's the official name. No nicknames. What do you need?
Well, it's a job, right? Can we take the job?
The flyer. Yeah. I am only seeking those worthy of the task, befitting.
Super worthy. Super befitting.
Only those worthy that can work for the worthy apprentice of Master Mordek, which is me. First question.
You're Mordek's apprentice?
I am Faradoc Dale.
Okay.
First question. Are you from Tussoa?
None of it.
no.
Great, you're worthy.
No.
Perfect. All right. Look, if I'm being honest, this one's kind of on me. I don't really need this getting around town. So I thought, people not from here would be best. I may have made a slight mistake organising my master storeroom, and I can't quite fix it myself. Do you think you can help me?
What kind of mistake?
I was having my Maggie catalogue some things for me, and you see at this point the large mastiff kind of comes up, and it's to the shoulder height of this man, and you see it's wearing like this gorgeous red kind of tunic, and it's got a lovely collar on, and she's like,
"Can I pet? Please."
I mean, Maggie's her own person. She can do what you want.
Maggie.
Yeah.
Maggie, can I pet you?
And it kind of comes up, and it's very friendly. Kind of jumps up on you, starts sniffing around Oleg, and gets very excited. Perhaps smelling cat on Oleg.
Cats.
Oh yeah, of
but
course.
very excitable, and you see Faradoc's like, well, Maggie was helping out. She was cataloguing some things for me, and we may have, I guess it's a team effort, but she may have activated some security system I was not aware of at the time, and I'm not quite at a space where I can deal with this myself. She only just made it out, but if you're not from town and you are indeed talented, this might be something you can help me with.
Okay, I'm down.
Let's talk about payment.
Oh, right, money.
Yes, money. I can offer you, and you see he kind of like closes the door quickly, and you hear like scurrying and like shuffling from behind the door, and then opens up again. I can offer you, 150 gold if you deal with this for me.
Each or total?
Total. I mean,
Okay.
Mr. Mordek's money. I don't think I'd get away with that.
No.
But
What would happen if Mordak found out about this?
well, it's more on me that I let this happen, and I need it to not be happening.
What is happening?
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't
Details?
get a good look, and Maggie is a bit bare on the details, but from what I understand, as we were cataloguing some of his old scrolls, there was a large clanging sound, and then there was large clanging up against my Maggie, and then she just got out, and she was covered in kind of cuts and things like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gina, you're
yeah,
quite good with dogs. Do you want to speak to this one?
yeah. I cast Speak with Animals, and I say, "Hey Maggie, my name's Gima. It's nice to meet you."
I just want to quickly check something before we move too much further. Speak with animals. You cast a
have it-
spell, and Maggie kind of just sits there looking at you.
I have it as a well, it probably doesn't matter, but I have it as a
You get the sense Maggie isn't a beast, because the spell does not seem to take effect. Yeah, she kind of just and you see
I'm gonna keep petting her.
Faradog's like, oh yeah, sorry, I probably could have told you that wouldn't work. I mean, I've asked her all the questions and she's given me all the answers.
Sorry.
She doesn't really know. I mean, bless her, she's kind of scared, easily scared.
Oh, keep petting her.
Yeah, really like.
Well, I think
leaning
this
into
job
it.
is acceptable.
I can.
But now, this information's sensitive, yeah?
It is.
And you've given us quite a bit already, some of which could probably get you in a lot of trouble, yeah?
Well, you see, it's not so much that I could get in trouble, it's more my, Mordek's reputation in town, which, you know, is everything, and everything to me, so, yes.
So then
We'll
for
definitely help you.
maybe for the
No.
sake of making sure his reputation remains untarnished, maybe you could front some of this this money to ensure secrecy.
I mean, it's just over there, and you see he kind of leans out and points to, like, a building
Downstairs,
that's
you
just, like, 50 feet away. It's literally here. I mean, I can
Like,
pay.
Hikari, we know
could
where this
pay-
guy lives. We can just get the money afterwards. It's fine.
These rich types, you can always get more money out of them.
But he's like scared. That's not nice. What the fuck?
This makes it even easier.
What?
Trust me, trust me.
You're kind of
Now,
being mean.
listen,
What?
we do want to help out, and your offer is generous, but
I thought so.
I feel like I need a little more if I want to, if his reputation is so
know
important.
Exactly what you're
I don't need a little bit more.
saying.
Where's the room?
It's over there, and he points to, like, there's a kind of like a small building with, like, doors slightly at an angle, and you get the sense that it is a basement, like it is a cellar door. But he's like, oh, I mean, I can offer Maggie. Maggie can help. If that's the type of thing you're
Yes,
asking
we'll
about, extra.
Yes, we will take Maggie. That's perfect. Thank you. Come on, Hikari.
That's acceptable.
Cool.
Just begrudgingly.
He's like, I'll be
go
watching.
over.
It's okay, and closes the door, and like, you hear scurrying off. Yeah.
Scared dude. You can't try to extort money out of him. That's sucky. We can help him.
Yes, but I want to make sure there's an equal trade.
Okay. I get you. You're smart. Smarter than me. So how about this? If we go in there and it sucks absolute shit, then we'll ask for more money when we get out. Because it sucked.
Sure.
Cool.
But not necessarily. But never mind. Let's get it over.
I go, not a dog. Not a dog.
Not a dog. Okay, looks like a dog.
What is...
He's a beautiful dog.
Is Gamer kind of like struggling with this one a bit?
Yeah, a lot. I'm like, I need... I go, I'm like, is it Mordak? Is that Mordak? I don't know.
You see the dog kind of does the kind of like head tilt.
Pig.
And then you guys make your way towards the cellar doors. They are unlocked. There is no key, there's like no padlock on them or anything, and you see Maggie starts pouring at it. You guys enter.
Yep.
Good girl, Maggie. Open the doors.
You open the doors. You see there are stairs leading down. As you begin stepping down, it is dark in here, which I'm fairly certain means...
I have dark vision.
Yeah, I think, Solace,
So do I.
you don't.
I don't.
No, and nor does Gema.
No.
So yeah, for
Alright.
you guys, you are in pitch darkness. For Oleg and Hikaru, obviously you're seeing in pale greys. So
Pick an elf and grab him.
You two, as you walk in, you can see, you see you're in this large storage area, and there are rows and rows of shelves kind of stacked up, full of just kind of like crates, and it looks like food and like root vegetables, like preserves, things like that. You see
I'll
that
describe this.
Yeah,
Say
yeah.
the shelves with food and stuff.
you see like there's some tables with like some books laid out upon it, old candles, like just kind of like furniture. Like there's a big couch actually in the center of the room that's kind of like draped with a cloth. You see like as you walk in, there's some chests there with like some pouches that kind of look like they're just like kind of bulging pouches sitting off to the side. And then looking ahead, you can see what looks to be like some ornamental armor and some ornamental weaponry kind of laid out on the back wall, kind of in a display. Yeah, that's what you guys see. You don't see any movement, but you see Maggie is getting kind of low and crouching in.
Is there a light we could turn on? Or like, I have a torch, but I don't know
I
if
could
that's
do
necessary.
something. I pull out my wooden
Just
block
can't see
that I was
shit.
carving into a little bit the
Yep.
previous night,
Hmm.
and I cast light
Nice.
Ooh,
the block.
Perfect.
there we
yeah.
go.
Suddenly, the entire room kind of lights up. I think light gives you a fairly decent amount of 20 feet radius. Yeah, so this room is probably a bit bigger than that, so it only really illuminates about halfway into the room. But yeah, you definitely light it up. Cool. And as you guys walk in, what do you do? You're in this room. What do you want to do? There's all kinds of fun stuff hanging around. What would you like
Let's
I'm
tread carefully.
to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of be like trying to look for what they could have meant by security system, what Doc could have meant by
Yep.
like.
Cool. Make a perception check.
That's a natural one.
You get to reroll natural ones.
I'm a
Yeah,
halfling.
because you're a halfling.
5.
Cool.
5 total.
I mean, looking around, you can only... It's still hard to see the full extent of the room because of your lack of dark vision. Really, all you can see are like these crates and like barrels. You get sense maybe there's like some wine casks or things in here. You don't see anything that looks like it is a security system, as they said. There is, I mean, you can just straight up see it. This is nothing you really need to roll high for, but there is kind of like this circular dais in the center of the room, but there's nothing on it. It doesn't look like any kind of, especially just kind of looks like a, yeah. There are 4 columns, which Oleg and Hikari you would have seen. There are 4 columns in each corner of the room that kind of are just standing there. You think they're support beams as well. Yeah.
I go, Maggie, do you understand what I'm saying?
She kind of lifts her head and looks at you and...
Did you stand on the dais? On the thing in the middle of the room?
And she kind of like growls low and then walks towards the back of the room carefully.
I'm gonna follow Maggie.
Cool.
I'm also following Maggie.
You get
I'm sure Maggie does know the way.
You get to the back of the towards the back of the thing. I could show you what this room looks like, if that would be helpful.
Why would you have to do that?
Oh, no reason.
Why would you have something like that prepared?
I could show you very quickly. Yeah, as we transition to that, and I do this, and I do that. Yeah, magic. This is kind of what the room looks like. As you come down these stairs here, you see these are like the shelving units. These are your columns. These are the chests. You've got like a bunch of different things on top of them. Pouches, you've got candlesticks, you've got all sorts of wonderful things. There's like a desk over there with some drawing stuff on it. As you guys make your way towards the back, you see that the ornamental weapon display that was set up there. I'll say Oleg and Hikari can make perception checks because you guys have got better vision in this scenario.
It's a natural 1.
Okay.
Oof.
You don't reroll those.
I got a natural 18 plus 5, 23.
As you guys kind of make your way over this section, Oleg, you notice that there are these kind of sets of armor up against the wall. And looking close, you see one is kind of hanging loosely on what appears to be a stand, an armor stand with inside the armor. And looking at the other one, it does not look like it is standing loosely. It looks like it is standing quite rigidly up against the wall. And as you kind of look closely at it and the light kind of shines on it, you see its head turns to you. And you hear this kind of broken voice come out of it saying, Cord.
Oleg, back up. Oleg, back up.
Okay,
Back up.
Yep, back up.
And you see as you guys start to back up, it steps off its plinth with a large halberd in its arm and starts stepping towards you, saying code. And that's where we're going to end our session. Yeah, it's code, but that's where we're going to end our session, as you guys have awoken the armor.
Love me some armor. Love me some animated armor.
So eat that one. He's the one that's like being a bit all.
All right.
Bit all brap with you.
Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh. No.
So yeah. So okay, we did all right. We didn't go too long. A little bit long. That's all right. But I really kind of just wanted to get towards that point this session.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is where we're going to close chapter 2 of our adventures in Wildemount, as you guys have done some good for the city, done some weirdness in the city. You've met some of the local wildlife, I guess you could say, and have now found yourselves in an interesting position in a wizard's storage room. But yeah, it's exciting to see where this is going to go next. I mean, I wonder where it's going to go next. The battle map was just for fun.
Gotta
It was
fight
just
some
for
armor.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, our viewers.
Yeah.
Where's my camera? There it is. I've only got one. Thank you so much for joining us once again this week. I had a blast once again. Thank you so much to my wonderful players for joining me and for just being all around awesome. Yeah, we will be back.
Thank you to Alana for being an incredible dungeon master.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, consistently.
Greg the duck, Buttercup the cat.
Oh yeah, names.
Mwah.
Names on the fly are my
Just-
strong suit. Like,
Just doing
Yeah.
so fucking good. We're throwing random shit
Yeah.
at you and you're like, alright.
do it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm gonna practice my accents a bit. And yeah, we will be back again in a fortnight. So that is
2
in
weeks.
2 weeks' time. Yeah, so that will be the 30th or the 31st of May, depending where you are. We might have a few things to share with you in that time. We're not going to reveal anything yet, but we do have some plans to maybe share some other things with you guys in that time. So stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. And check out our YouTube channel where we will be uploading the full episode in a few days' time, as well as recaps that we put together. So yeah, I think that's about all that needs to be said. Oh no, how do I finish this up? I don't know. But yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. All right.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.